Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with another edition of VR news, which is good. We took a break of it last week.
Took a stretch.
It was good. And now, look, we got a good backlog. And there's some stuff that, you know, maybe we didn't cover from that past week, but it was good to give a good little breather. I like those little themed episodes.
Well, amazingly, I think anything newsworthy for that week, really, of anything of value, happened after Sunday anyways. Yeah, it worked out really well because we would have been eating been like, man, come on, man.
It would have either been a slower one last week or this week if we did it. So the timing definitely was there. And those themed episodes, like in past years, we've done Journey Thus Far and stuff like that. You know, we should definitely do another one of those soon. Those are always some of my favorite.
Been a couple of years.
But I don't know if I said this on air. I don't know if this was part of the discussion on the episode, but I do know last week we were discussing that it's felt like it's been a little bit since we had a new Walkabout Mini Golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yeah, I don't know if we said that on there.
I know we
talked.
We were talking it. Yeah, it's just.
I just felt it. I'm like, man, I have like an addiction. So like, you know, when you're not getting what you need, then you know, like something's off. We haven't seen it in a while.
Well,
I need it, man.
We're spoiled too, and we've been getting them every 2 to 3 months, pretty consistent. Every 8 weeks, about 8 to 12 weeks. It
Whatever
feels
they want.
And their 2025 has been stacked, not just with new courses. Like we've talked about recently, they've expanded the base game, adding some of their DLC courses to the base game by default. They've added new game modes, like the giant mode, stuff like that. So Walkabout it's called 2025, the year of Walkabout. And then right on cue, the week after we were saying, either on air or, off air, don't recall which, that they were past due for a course, they came out and announced last week their next DLC course, Crystal Lair, which... I mean, I imagine that's part of the Evil Lairs series. If it's called Crystal Lair, right?
Which you wanted really bad. So.
That's maybe my favorite series of courses. It is so.
Well, it just got better,
dude. We've had Laser Lair.
Well, gonna get better.
We had the Ice Lair. The Ice Lair was awesome with the evil penguins, and I still love the Evil Lair series. Standardly seems to bring new gameplay features.
Yeah, I was just gonna say new mechanics come with every. Guaranteed. It's like I can't envision them because they're their own themed thing. So
their last course was a little bit more standard with gameplay mechanics. Still a very fun course. It didn't bring completely new things, and it wasn't an impossible to happen in real life with course mechanics. However, the Evil Lair series brings new stuff. So I'm excited for this. It's going to be coming this week, June 26th. So right around the corner. That is Thursday.
Well, hey, we're day oneers.
Dude, 36 holes. Easy mode, 18. Not easy. Normal mode, 18.
Putter.
So find 18 holes. Then the hard mode, get that fox hunt with it as well, too. So, yeah, anytime that we get the news of a new Walkabout DLC course, we clear the agenda of other stuff we're playing. Go get those 18 holes.
It takes immediate precedence.
Mm-hmm.
The second it's in my library.
Dude, so they do such a good job. I'm excited for this one.
Like I said, I'm a junkie for their goods.
And shame on us for being like, oh man, it feels like it's overdue. But I feel like we're just tuned in with their release schedule.
I take zero shame in that. One a month. I'd like to be like, oh dude, look at what day it is. It's we're 2 days away from the new course. Like they don't even have to advertise it. No teasers or nothing. You just know like a Steam update. You know what's happening this date and time, no matter what. That wouldn't be pushing it too far. What, a course a month? They're pretty much on that trajectory now, right?
I mean, dude, I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but it's an active schedule to the point that a little over a month goes by and we're making comments.
Would love to see that production board.
The things in the works, license courses.
I would gamble that if one were looking at the production with the date drops, we're into 2026. We're well into 2026.
I'd argue 27, yeah, but I think we're on the same page. They're mapped out far in advance.
They could take a vacation for a year, and we'd still get new courses.
Yeah, And I think these are done in waves as well, too. So let's see.
Well, either way, they're going to bring some new mechanics because
Evil Lairs. They always do.
I mean, hopefully some other. They've been adding mini games and shit lately at will. So
they did the slingshot. Yeah. They did the bug find stuff too. Like I said, 2025 has been a stacked year for Walkabout. And I was looking through their Twitter.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really do the mini games.
I go in there for Fox Hunt's ball finding and
mini golf.
Yeah. But it's great that they offer that. And like it took us a while to fall in love with the Fox Hunts. For all I know, one day the bug hunt's going to be my jam. You know what I mean? Like Fox Hunts took a while to click for me.
Think they'll ever do a build your own
course?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we asked them about user created content one time years ago.
We did.
And I think they were like,
the answer was no.
But
it's because it's difficult.
Change. Yeah.
So I was just wondering, is the technology is I mean, there has to be a way.
I mean, I definitely think there's a market there for like a world builder of golf courses. But
I mean, there's people who have come out in flat screen, certainly trying to, I feel, capitalize on what is the mini golf movement, but no one has seemed to have done it quite like Walkabout. Right? Mighty Coconut just does
the aesthetic, the music, the gameplay of it. Yeah. No, there's no one coming close.
It's very bizarre.
They own that genre.
If they were to take this to flat screen, they'd crush it.
Yeah, they proved that with the phone version.
Xbox. That's what we're talking about.
Like I was scrolling their social media, and it confirmed 100% that yes, this is an Evil Lairs course. Yeah, and they're even doing some lore building, like the CEO, Cristobal, master of crystal energy, CEO and accomplished author. There's no way he's evil, right? Walkabout's so funny with their lore building.
The penguin one disturbed me.
With all the frozen penguins.
Like,
well, they were
dead.
Evil penguins.
Dead.
But they were evil.
But they're dead.
But they're evil.
I don't care.
They're evil. And hey, Walkabout's been continuing their Walkabout Talkabouts series.
Mm-hmm.
Their last one
Let's talk about Walkabout.
Their last one had Don Carson on.
Let's start that.
Dude, how much?
Talk about Walkabout?
How much? Well, they got Walkabout Talkabouts.
Exactly.
So now we'll do Talk About Walkabout. Dude, how much of a beast
Talk about a cease and desist letter.
How much of a beast is Don Carson? He's so
unbelievably talented. Name any member.
How talented is Edward?
They're all
David,
5-star.
Lucas.
Starts from the top, dude.
Their community management team, like their social team.
Lucas is awesome because I feel like he's so many people in positions of like their hiring and stuff won't ever hire people potentially better than them at certain aspects. But what makes a great hiring manager is the ability to hire people who know more than most people. And his whole team is made up of people who are specialists in what they know, dude.
If you're looking for somebody to fill a creative position of like outlining courses, I don't think that there's any previous job experience that's more valuable than Disney Imagineer.
No,
like they went right to the top.
Edward comes from amusement park too, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Not Disney, but amusement park.
We gotta get Edward back on soon. They've been cooking.
Edward's good energy.
Yeah, their whole team is. I don't think we've ever had a bad Walkabout.
He'd be a cool dude to chill with for a little while and just vibe.
Pick his brain a little bit.
I think his brain's on fire.
One of my favorite moments in all of our interviews ever is when he educated us on triangles.
Triangles. It's all about the triangles.
That was awesome.
Eat, live, breathe triangles.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes developers are hesitant to get in the weeds of like technical speak because they don't want to bore people. But it's like if you explain it from layman's terms, if you give like a full pretend people don't know anything, and really, I think that stuff is super exciting to learn about.
I know in pre-convo, in certain developers we've spoken to, and we just shooting a breeze for a couple minutes, which is real. You never just, hey, what's up? Okay, and we're going. How are you? Blah blah blah. How are things? When we
little verbal foreplay.
when the question is ever like, hey, like, how deep should I go? And we're like, you go is listen. Tell your story, as much technology as you want to use. You don't have to dumb anything down, and you can see because it's tough, dude. Like, how do you take what you're good at and like, I'm going to really try to simplify it.
Get the careful what you ask for face from them,
Yeah. Like, you sure?
Yeah. Like,
dude. What about Squingle? how deep a road can we go into like patterns and colors and nuclear, atomic, plasma,
Inspiration
micro,
for the game.
nano shit. They're just technology outside of the VR world. Some of these developers are doing and do shit that is like just far beyond my pea brain. So I love hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I think that's
wherever
right.
on, just go fucking take up.
But June 26th.
We already know it's in our Discord, I'm sure.
I'm excited. A must buy for $3.99, like one of the best prices of content in all of VR.
It's on Quest Plus.
Well, the base game is.
Yeah.
And then boom. How do you play the base game and not get suckered into DLCs too?
You're going to spend more on the DLCs in the long run. Better off just buying it.
They do a all-in-one pack too.
Yeah.
They've been smart.
And
to start
it's
to do
proportioned.
bundles.
If you
Yeah.
own...
If you own half of it,
Like,
it's not like they
geez
still charge
Louise.
you full price. Yeah.
No,
The
they're their own gold standard. You can't really compare them to other studios.
They have one game
Yeah.
that they have been able to just absolutely.
It's not broke.
It's not even milked. Milked is the wrong word because milked gives like a negative connotation.
Dude, they're still at the surface.
They haven't
of
even
potential.
started, in my
Are you
opinion,
kidding
with
me?
Walkabout. I agree.
Um,
They're
Not
just
every
getting
course.
started.
Not every course pleases everyone. We 100% know that, right? Everyone's upside downtown to me. Much love. Not everyone's favorite. I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every single course. Don't have a favorite, and I don't have a least favorite. It's very bizarre.
Easier for me to pick a favorite putter and ball than a favorite course.
Oh, Labyrinth. Yeah, I have the Labyrinth putter. Thank you. I still
So I
have
kind of
everyone.
baited you with that.
Yeah, but balls, I don't really care. I go for the colorful one. Still, I always look to see if there's like a little Ruff Talk anywhere, and I need the balls. I always do. It's really weird. Someday, to create your ball.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Edward. Hook a dude up, man.
I still think the creator pack that Ghost of Tabor did back in the day, that was a smart move.
Yeah,
I think it would be cool to see more games do that.
creators
kind of stuff.
actually got compensated for that.
To my
For the-
understanding, yeah.
Yeah, that's at least my understanding. But you can, I believe the Grey Wolves have a gun trinket.
A pendant.
in there. Yes, a pendant for your killing weapon.
Yes.
Oh, imagine being able to put a little pendant on your putter.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Putter pendants? Oh, no. You know they've already thought of that and are probably doing it, and someone's really upset at me now. We'll see. If I get attacked on social media in a comedic way, we'll know why. Pendant putters, dude. I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, with the amount of content they're adding this year, who knows? We might
Dude.
see it.
I can't predict anything they're doing. I just enjoy everything they do.
So Walkabout Mini Golf next course, Crystal Lair, coming June 26th.
And not to
So
bilk
excited.
it, but we've met some of them in person. How cool is the vibe?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like-
Absolutely awesome studio.
You know, like when you hug someone or you shake their hand, you feel that like it's legit energy or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's legit. Those are legit good human beings. So I'm happy they do what they do.
Yeah.
Because they certainly could all be doing other things. One could argue for more money. Disney Imagineer, bro.
Yeah, very talented crew of people.
All right,
So
I'll shut up.
Walkabout Mini Golf's next course coming June 26th. And then, dude, we've been having a blast with Mothergunship Forge's Endless Mode. We finally kicked it off. We saw some of the leaderboards. We're not on the top 10. I'll tell you that right now.
No, those people have over 1,000.
We're not even. Well, actually, dude, we break
1,000 rounds?
300 rounds. We're on the top 10. I'm just saying we're in the top 5.
Yeah.
We can do it. We weren't number 1 on the co-op mode endless on our friends list even. So
Mm-mm.
we're coming in with like not anger.
I haven't done a leaderboard mother gun run in a couple of years.
In fairness, most of your leaderboard endless mode pushes were solo.
All
too.
of them.
So this is
For
our
a real,
first.
real run. Yeah.
This is right now our longest run, actually, according to the rankings.
Yeah.
Every time we play it, like that's our number 1.
Should go up at least 40 every time, right?
Every 40 ranking point or 40 leaderboard points. Yeah. As long as we don't die, I don't see us dying for a little bit on this one.
I don't know.
You keep laughing at me when I say
yeah,
that.
you say it because it's like, I already know. It's
Like
like
I've been in the
those
fire.
over 100 rounds.
You haven't seen what I've seen. It's
Holy
basically
crap,
your
dude.
reaction.
And the length of them, it's just like, oh. There's some you go into and you're not a fan of that particular,
Style room.
style room. You're like, this room sucks. And you're like, this is going to be like an 8-minute run. So no matter what, God help you. if you get a challenge room. I hope you got fucking.
Well, now
all
we
day.
both have re-rolls,
Whew.
so we can just avoid.
Yeah, I don't want any challenge rooms.
At this point, and after
No.
about room 70,
The
I'm
bosses
good.
become the easiest part of the endless runs.
We've never milked a boss faster, I think, than we did last night.
Mm.
So I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, I feel good.
I think we're at least going
I-
to hit 200 to 300.
Not happy with our gun setup 100%. I've got some. There were
You
some
say that.
purchasing grabs we should have done a little different, but I don't know, dude.
You got guns super late into it.
I even
You
gave
got
you the
guns
option.
last night.
I was like, "You want to start a new run?
No, your exact
This
wording
is
is
it.
if we are going to start a new run,
Yeah, now is the time.
now's
we
the
do
time, you know?
because we're pretty much not going to get any more guns, which I got 2, which is weird.
What are the fucking chances of that? Have you ever seen that late? 2
Mm-mm.
guns in the
Not
same
like
play
that.
session?
No,
That was cool.
no. So
One was a
they
spike ball launcher, too.
maybe they unlocked the option for that to happen. I don't know. That never.
I don't think they've
really
touched
happened.
it. I think it's just this game is so random.
Because that was my go-to when I do the solos. I do like
50 or so, maybe?
I'd get to about 50, and then I'd be like, it's just not. I already know it's not going to work. I already know there's too much. I don't have enough attachments or some shit. The 2 variables, attachments and guns. Everything else is secondary. It's like if you're short on one of them, you're screwed. And then the worst, dude, getting a gun and not having an attachment to put it on, like no forward space. Come on, dude. You're instantly screwed. So
Remember-
you put it on your left hand or something, but oh man.
Remember when I was saving like 4 of my front-facing spots for guns? And you're like, you're not getting any more guns. Just
Yeah,
fill
dude,
those in.
and you had like 6. I see you struggling. I gotta find a spot for this thing. I see it wave by me, and I'm like,
Hello.
I see blue circles everywhere, man.
Look, I'm
What are you
saving
doing?
those.
Like I'm saving those. And then everything changed. You were loading them up with the canisters. You're like, fuck it, I'll just use them until I get something better.
Mm-hmm. But I'm real tight on space now.
But it's so far a good run. I'm just not 100% confident leaderboard run.
Look,
But if anything, it's good back in the game run.
I have 100% bullet speed increase.
Mhm.
I have bounce. I have the heal myself for money. I have pretty much enemies drop money with every kill, basically.
Yeah, money's not needed.
So I can
anymore.
heal fully after every round.
Yeah.
I have 9 out of 10 health. I only have 1 more health to increase. So my bullets go fast. They neutralize. They pierce.
Well,
they
plus we got
bounce.
the bosses started 80%.
You have big.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the boss starting at 80% was a
I have
joke.
nine guns.
Because like that first boss in the cycle,
Yeah.
that was just absolutely ridiculous.
No, that was the quickest I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
He threw everything at once. Yeah, I don't even think he shielded up.
By the time he did shield up once, but I think he was at like 20% health. Not
Okay,
even.
so he unshielded. and died.
like it was comical.
Yeah.
Even the wuss ass snake guy that I hate.
Oh, the dragon.
Yeah, my least favorite boss. But no, dude, I'm having so much fun with Mothergunship Forge. I'm so glad we went back to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna just have to
dude,
play it till we burn out of it again.
It survives the test of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sad that, for all intents and purposes, I call it an abandoned project.
Yes.
And I don't say that like a Steam review. The devs abandoned it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they never finished it. No, I mean, it's a finished project. You can totally walk away from it and feel good. But you could also come back to it now and then, do a little something, and make the consumers feel great.
I still wish that they, even if it just meant just to make money to keep it alive, sell weapon packs, sell DLC room packs, like even if it's not
It's
just
not
free
on,
content.
It's not on PSVR2 either, is it?
No, it's
Nope.
just Steam,
Yep.
SteamVR, and MetaQuest.
Yep.
So, I mean,
would
they never even made that port to.
This would do
PSVR2.
great on PSVR2.
A wire's really
As
not an
does
issue with
every
this game.
Huh?
A wire, I don't think would be a big issue for this game, right?
As long as-
Like,
no.
yeah, because there's not.
I
that-
mean, you can play it sitting down.
Yeah.
You don't get as great defensive movement, but you can definitely play it sitting down.
yeah. So
I have. And then when shit gets really tight, then I'll stand up and be like, all right, no more sitting down.
to me, it's a shame that it got. I agree with you. I'm hesitant on the word abandoned, but like
Yeah,
moved
abandoned
on,
just sounds-
moved away from, moved on to the next
Because
without
they're not,
doing.
they still support it.
Yeah, it runs. The servers are up.
I
so
have-
it's not
You've seen them say though that they're done with it.
done making new content.
That was in their Discord.
Mm-hmm. But like props them, the servers are up there. But I'm disappointed that it got moved away from without, like you said, going to PSVR 2. Like I said, without getting DLC packs to try to keep it financially viable. Because I mean, like I've said it before, I would buy DLC for this game.
New levels, new weapons.
Yeah, I can picture it.
1,000,000%, dude.
I can picture it.
$9.99.
$9.99. Fucking dude.
Yep. I already knew.
Why wouldn't you buy it, right?
That was the exact target price I was shooting for.
And especially if they were
Can you tell
up,
we've given this some serious thought?
And especially if they were straight up with their community of like, this is
how we add new stuff.
this is how we want to keep the game alive.
If you want to support us, buy it.
Correct.
We'll do it this one time. If it didn't work out and the support wasn't there, they didn't charge a ton for the game anyways.
No, and all the updates were free. Look at how much they added to it. Those Christmas updates, which added new weapons.
Shit.
So I get that they need to move on and make money, but I feel like that there was ways to make money off of this still that weren't done.
Yeah.
So that's the sad part.
I implore you, Mothergunship Forge.
Terrible
peeps.
posture. This is as fans. This is just out of passion and love.
What state are they out of?
I saw some of their developers out of Boston.
That's what I thought.
I don't know if their whole studio is though. I can look right now though.
Yeah, I'll hold this one because we'll assume they're in our backyard and they're visitable.
I've
or it's someone working remote from Boston.
I've mentioned this before as well too, but they're working on a game,
yeah,
a VR game called Battle Train with the developers of Rogue Pinatas,
which is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all for it, but I'm also for put the new guy on it, or the new girl. Like, hey, like we have this rotating thing where once you're in, they have a lot of games, dude.
Yeah, they do.
It makes me sad. It's rare when I latch onto a game this strong, that I don't, 2 years from now, I expect to still feel like I do, but I wholeheartedly would support any sort of new development on it.
Yeah, I can't see where they're out of. It says on Twitter, on X, it says Boston, Mass.
Yeah, I thought originally way back in the day, we had gotten so excited.
Because they were out of Boston.
They were out of Boston. That would be, would be great. Oh, man.
Demoing this at PAX would do so good.
Dude, they don't ever go to PAX.
No.
Very strange.
I'm starting to think that the game that they're working on with Nerd Ninjas is not a VR game. It's not.
Flat screen?
Yeah, it's a flat screen game. Wow.
Well, not for nothing.
Published by Bandai. Wow.
Mothergunship Forge.
Was originally flat screen, yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Well, you just say that. I never played it. I never played it.
Well, no, I went into it, obviously biased.
You just already had played the flat.
I will not enjoy it. It's different, dude.
Yeah,
it's a different game.
It's mostly positive on Steam.
Yeah, you can run all around.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with it. You can literally run all around.
And I think it's single player only.
Which doesn't bode well in the harder rounds. So basically I'm bitching because it's hard.
Oh, no, there's online co-op. I would try it with you. Just because it's co-op. But I love
the flat screen?
Yeah. I just love the VR version.
Well, I would try the Steam version because maybe that's a little different than the Xbox version.
Well, and we can play it co-op. That would be the only way. But it's such a good game.
But it kills it on
I digress. We've had a freaking blast with this. Please, Terrible Posture Games, here are pleads for DLC. At least try to milk it a little bit.
Or let us come down to your studio. We'll set up shop for the day. Take you away on a Sunday. We'll do an in-person interview and we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. I think that there's room. There's money to be made. There's players to be made happy.
Going to Boston with the shit maybe do it with PAX.
Mm-hmm. It's a good game.
Going to Worcester was pretty easy.
I call it peak VR. It's good. So Mothergunship Forge Endless Mode. Stay tuned as we update you weekly as we climb the leaderboard.
We'll let you know when those new updates or DLCs are coming.
I'm hoping next week we're on about like room 110.
I hope we get an email that says shut the F up.
Like, dude, we're so sick of you guys. You think we like you?
You think we even listen?
Like, knowing this shit is hearing you guys to keep our dead fucking game alive. Every week you talk about this. I'm just annoyed.
To me, it's just that one's just a matter of marketing.
Yeah, I think that there's so many ways to keep it alive and such. But this one we were wicked excited for, and it dropped last week. The Smurfs Flower Defense, which as rhymed with Flower Defense, it's a tower defense game, and it is super fun. I'm having a blast with it. We're both done, I think, with the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 or 5 chapters, something like that. But it's fun. It starts super easy, like all tower defense games. The first,
which I actually appreciated the way they did it, because for some people it's going to be new.
Their first tower defense game, and that's pretty standard with tower defense. It's like they start you with one unit to use the first level, Second level, there's 2 units until you've done all the units. And that whole first chapter is pretty much a tutorial.
Again, I appreciated it.
Yeah, no, that's how it should be done. And every level you can tell is getting harder and harder. It starts with just placing units, and then they do introduce, if anyone's ever played Iron Guard, a very Iron Guard-esque feature with shooting enemies in the air as well.
Yeah, you can switch out of build mode to your sunflower. What is it? Sunflower seed shooter. Your Smurfette.
Yeah,
sunflower
I forget
seed
which
shooter.
one. But the story is basically that during a festival, the flower girl is doing a ritual in Gargamel, which you have some funny commentary on that. You had me rolling. He breaks through he uses the opportunity in the ritual to kind of like pierce through the veil and kidnap, create a portal and steal pretty much all of the Smurfs. And dude, he's
not
up
all
there,
of them.
He's up there scooping all of them, right? And except 2 or 3 of them. And then after scooping up all of them, this chick goes, "I know exactly what to do."
I'll shut that. Give me a second.
I remember you being like, what?
I go, why are we having this conversation? I go, if you had this ability, why didn't you? I mean, I'm actually saying it too.
Yeah.
We were playing together. I go, why didn't you do this the second that portal opened? Go, let me close that.
Well, especially because she goes, "I know exactly what to do."
Yeah.
It's not like an accidentally
No.
knew you had the ability to close it. Like, no, you knew what to do.
Look.
You just watched all of your friends get scooped up.
I didn't like half those Smurfs that Gargamel took, so I was willing to look the other way. But then they started taking some of the cool Smurfs. I was like, I know what to do. No, it was pretty cold hearted, man. Like, this lady is not nice.
And then she just shells up after that too.
Well, dude, you know you fucked up. you know, out of the remaining Smurfs, somebody's thinking like, "What do you mean? I know what to do? I know exactly what to do. Not
Hear
let me
those words
figure it
every night
out
before bed."
Let me hope this works. Oh no, I can do this like a light switch. Not even an effort. Gone. And that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Gargamel all pissed. Hey, don't do this. Oh man, I was heated. I was like, that's not cool at all.
You should have been game over. There is no game.
Maybe she works for Gargamel and we
Nah,
don't
dude,
know
she was a double agent for sure.
Yeah, we don't know
But-
what's gonna happen.
Basically, every level is you saving another Smurf that was taken.
Yeah.
So there's 20 levels, 20 Smurfs to take.
Which is
Just to
nice
save,
because technically they didn't even have to go through half the They could have just started it out of the gate and been like, "Look, Smurfs are kidnapped. Oh no, your job is to save them."
And every level's 3 waves, which just seems pretty standard for VR. I do wish some of these would expand past 3 waves. Like I remember I had that comment about Honeybee. The boss fights are pretty fun.
Are they all in the later chapters 3 waves though?
You know what? I can't comment. I'm not
can't
done.
say.
That's true. So far,
I'll say chapter 1 was.
that's true. And the flower girl, her name's Leaf. By the way, I was saying flower girl.
Remember that she's a
Mhm.
traitor.
Mm-hmm.
She's an anti-Smurfite.
She returned to her flower state conveniently afterwards, after lately closing the portal.
I just think it's messed up that Smurfette only births boys.
Well, you always comment that there's one female there and a lot of Smurfs, and they keep reproducing. So,
We've been saying that since we were children.
mm-hmm.
Since I was a child. I had the full Smurf collection, dude. They used to have these little Smurf figures. I had them all. I knew every one of their names. Oh, there's Hockey Smurf. There's Laffy. Every
It's
Smurf.
funny. It references. Oh no, sorry, that was jokey. It referenced in the store.
Yeah, they
description.
were very select with the Smurfs they brought in. But they brought in the mains. You know, you got Gargamel, evil guy,
brainy,
you got his
jokey,
cat.
Smurfette.
You can't, Papa Smurf and Smurfette. That's your bread and butter right there.
The cat was a fun battle, and the game does good with unit diversity. If you're a tower defense game, it's fun, and there's definitely some
family
nostalgia
friendly.
there with the Smurfs. It's currently 4.6 overall on the MetaQuest store with only 10 reviews. Very unfortunate. I feel like that this game wasn't heavily marketed. I heard about it because me and you were excited for it, but I really didn't see it posted. And
They have the Smurf IP. So they're
Yeah.
going, and they might be going long game too. I have
That's
a feeling
true.
we might see more chapters coming.
it does have mixed reality in it as
Although
well,
I can't
too.
say that until I finish it. Unless if they open end it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got to finish it because my real question is like, do they close book it? Like,
I
hey,
hope not. All
all
tower defense games, level-based games, I feel like there's always room for expanded levels. It's $19.99 on the MetaQuest store, which
Just
checks
perfect.
out for
Yeah,
an IP
perfect.
licensed game.
I would not
Touch that.
No, I think it's great.
Mhm.
I legit thought it was going to be more of the $24.99, so I was pretty stoked about the $19.99.
Yeah.
And
Anytime that there's
dude,
IPs,
Smurfs hits with the older crowd,
yeah,
definitely hits a nerve.
it's a fun game, dude.
And tower defense. I mean, I don't care if you called it butt ass. It's butt ass tower defense. Cool. I'm probably going to want to play it. I own some of the jankiest tower defense games, dude, just because it says tower defense. So
The board movement in it is really good too.
intuitive.
Yeah, they did a good job there. It does
No
exactly
issues with
how
controls. Gameplay's easy.
I know that was a criticism a lot of people had with Civ, was the ability to move the board by grabbing it and stuff. And
It's because Civ tried to reinvent the wheel because they're like, we'll just
yeah.
map these to do other shit.
Here's what you need to do. If you have a game with a board, play Demio. And how you move the board and scale it in Demio, just copy that
Although, minimal.
and call it a day.
If you're playing Civ, after 30 seconds, you remember, like, this is how I move the board.
Yeah. I know. I just mean in compliments to them.
Yeah, no, I heard it direct when we got to go to New York City. And I think that was one of the fireside questions. Is I was actually the first.
Like, why did you
fireside.
go with this?
Hey,
Why didn't you go with the Demio style?
I grabbed the board like Demio, and the
Yeah.
shit didn't move. I was like, oh, there was a reason behind it.
Yeah.
Um,
Whether or not we'd agree with that, And
but to me, maybe a mapping issue with the controller.
But for the Smurfs, the board movement, super intuitive, definitely Demio style. And to your point about more content, definitely looks possible with the version being 0.6.6.
I can't say until I get to the end.
Yeah. But I
Because
mean,
again, if you rescue all the Smurfs, I mean, they can't kill Gargamel because that was kind of the shtick.
mhm.
Every week, Gargamel's going to try to get to the Smurfs, and
that sounds
do
perfect
heinous acts to
for
them.
more content. He's back.
he just likes to want to use them as like thumb puppets.
Yeah. Ooh, and then it does say that there is a hard mode for seasoned players. That's cool.
Well, which is pretty standard of
Tower defense games.
tower defense.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, do
Mm-hmm.
the easy mode to like have fun and get your shit out, and then you do the hard mode to really make a name for yourself.
Yes, sir. So props to them. Made by developers Microids. The Smurfs Flower Defense. If you're a tower defense game, and especially if you're a fan of Smurfs, it's definitely a good time. And then this one was long rumored. Meta actually announced that they were going to be doing a Xbox branded Quest 3 headset long ago, over a year ago, but it's kind of been quiet since then. And then last week, some pictures started popping up on the internet, seemingly with rumors that it would be coming out this week, a Xbox edition Quest 3S. So not the base Quest 3, the better model. It would be a 3S. And according to the rumors, this will be $499. And I'm sorry, it'll be $399. And it's going to come with a 128 gigabyte model Quest 3S that has black and green coloring. And then it's going to have a matching Elite strap alongside an Xbox gamepad controller and 3 months of Xbox Game Pass, all priced for $400. So $100 more than a regular Quest 3S for this, Xbox edition one, but it would come with Xbox controller, Elite strap, and 3 months of Game Pass. Interestingly enough, it does not seem to come with the VR touch controllers, which I definitely think is a miss, especially for being $100 more. Like, if this is anybody's first
we don't
headset,
we just know what's being said, not what's
this
true.
is according to rumors.
This is 100%
This is according to rumors.
all speculation based on
Correct.
potentially even an AI photo. For all
None
we
of
know.
this is confirmed
Correct.
by any means.
If it's true, then we're going to find out in a matter of days.
But Meta and
Oh, it's so sad you grabbed this story first. You
I'm
know
so
that.
sorry.
Not because of that, because you jacked two in a row, and they happen to be two of the best stories of the
Oh,
week.
I'm sorry.
And I thought just by the Xbox name alone, I'm like,
sorry.
oh, he's going to let me have that
I'm
one,
sorry. I
right?
wish you said something. I would
Can't wait
passed,
for Sony to do something.
I would have passed it to you. I swear to you, I would have gave it to you. If
Oh,
you
that's what
said
had me so
something.
excited.
I would have said something to you. Well, you know what has me excited about this? As stupid as it sounds, the color of it, like the aesthetic of it.
If it's true,
Yeah,
which
I'm not excited.
I'm based on something I might have posted somewhere in the response I got, I'm going to say that the color, if it does come out, would be true.
That does look sick. I do wish it was an actual 3, not a 3S.
Well, I do. I think it's one of the most genius ways to move the 3Ss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I just hope it actually does come with VR controllers. I hope that that's wrong in the rumors. Because I just think of somebody buying this for their first headset.
I mean, it's going to be expensive if you want the controllers.
$70 extra now. It's like, just get a Quest 3.
Xbox controllers aren't cheap either, man.
I know.
It's pretty brutal.
I just feel like this would be so much better if it came with VR controllers. Not saying it doesn't. We don't know. I'm not even saying this is real.
Yeah, I became fixated on the phone in the photo. And
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You were thinking, like, is that a Windows phone?
I thought it was a Windows phone.
And you were like, who has a
Because
phone?
if you look at the bottom of the phone, that's a full... Well, you can't really see it on your screen. On my phone, I can see it. This whole bottom is all speaker holes all the way across. And there's very few phones that do the full bar speaker across other than those Windows phones. And I'm like... And I'm like, that's not a box, clearly, right? It's just a cover. It's not even like a full-sided box. So the whole thing has me like thrown.
It came from a developer who I won't name, just so I don't get him in trouble. But he deleted it right away. He posted and deleted it within a minute.
He deleted it.
They deleted it.
That's a mystery to it.
They deleted it in under a minute.
Yeah.
Which makes me think accident, but you could be on something with intentional leak if it's Microsoft and a Windows phone in there.
Yeah. It just seemed weird that it's weird. Either it's well constructed. It's a deliberate photo. I don't believe that's like not staged there for a reason. But if it's in fact a Microsoft phone, then it adds a little validity.
The developer that posted it told Upload VR that he got the photo from a Best Buy employee. But he might just be panicking.
And that's what else is weird is who took the photo.
Because there's another phone in there.
Yeah. And you brought up an interesting point.
I was like,
just knowing,
developers would be the type of people to have two phones within
two
arm
or three
distance.
phones. Yeah. All the time.
I was like, call me crazy. I was like,
this
that
one's
part
for
actually,
YouTube. This one's for. Yeah.
I was like, if it did come from a developer, that part's a little believable. That's their personality, right?
But it's funny because if you look at the way that I spent way too many hours looking at this photo the other day, how they have it angled up at that 10% angle, whatever, 15%. There's no reason for that unless you want to show that phone.
Mm-hmm.
I was even zooming up to like, what's is there something on there that we can't see?
That says printer, filters,
yeah,
a little calendar, 1, 2, 3. That says Monday.
But that's 100% deliberate. But if you open that same photo on your phone, you'll see the detail on that bottom of the phone. You're like, fuck, there's only one phone I know like that.
So sick looking headset, if that's true.
I'm going deep, man. I want one really bad.
Only because of aesthetic.
But I saw another picture of a headset and it was not black. And it was a 3S and it was white.
Well, I saw like a Photoshop picture. Somebody just put the Xbox logo on the front of a headset.
I saw a different one. I know the one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've got.
I hope that they drop a 3 model.
Right?
I hope they drop a 3 model of it as well too, because as somebody that cloud games on their headset, like I use Xbox Game Pass a lot on my headset. The pancake lenses of the 3 are real nice to have for that. And I hope it comes with touch controllers as well, not just an Xbox controller.
That could be a display header.
Yeah. Oh, for
from
Best Buy? If it did come from a Best Buy employee, I mean, like that it kind of sounds believable in that way.
Then you send it to your friend. You're like, dude, look what we're setting up this week.
And then he posts it online.
But typically that would have a do not open till date, unless that's going out Monday morning.
The rumor is it's dropping this week, so it could be out by the time people are listening to this episode.
Because I'm thinking from a retail standpoint with that type of stuff that comes marked. If it was marked like open it.
This was what, Thursday or Friday?
Yeah.
This dropped. So could it be like for a setup over the weekend?
Yeah.
To be out
and then
Tuesday?
You unmask it, or I'd say Monday morning. Have that thing ready to roll. We're gonna find out either way. I mean, we might wake up to this episode dropping to this being already for sale.
I just love that it's a continuation of an ever-growing Meta and Microsoft partnership, if this is true. And I hope that that continues to expand for sure.
They said you'd be able to play Microsoft Flight.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't, I mean, boom, out of the box, right? You can theoretically do it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Play Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
For travel, though. Come on, dude. Hotel room. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. As long as you got Wi-Fi.
That would be my new travel headset.
Just play flat screen cloud gaming on it.
Yeah, I would do that on
I cloud game on my headset all the time. Can't do it on a plane, though.
Not yet.
Because you would need the Wi-Fi.
Well, there's some planes you can.
Yeah, like a Delta flight.
or Dubai and shit.
I fired up my Xbox Cloud Gaming on the Delta flight just to see if it worked, and it did.
I wonder how Starlink would work on a flight. You could give the whole airplane internet at that point, couldn't you?
I think it's only a matter of time till
charge everyone $5.
Wi-Fi gets better and better.
Well, it's just weird how it's hit or miss. Like some of them, it's like, yo, we got Wi-Fi. Others, you know, hey, sign up for this app. Look, hey, only for preferred members.
They nailed the aesthetic of it. I'm not jumping up and down to run out and spend $500, $400.
Hell no.
But it's cool that it's offered, and it's cool aesthetic. I've wanted a black headset for so long. I've commented on that previously, and just I'm more excited about the concept of the continuation of the Meta and Microsoft partnership.
You know how it would make me more excited? If it said Meta Quest 3S Limited Xbox Edition.
Oh, I'm surprised it doesn't say limited edition.
It's not.
It's just the Xbox edition.
You know what else is not on the box?
What?
Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So are they stripping Batman out of that?
That's a good question.
How does that work? Of all things to be, unless there's like a blacked out logo somewhere we can't see in the photo. But that seems a little
Unless
odd.
they don't want to put the game that they're giving for free on the boxes anymore because they know they're going to be changing it out every 6 months. Because I think they're going to be giving Deadpool for free is my guess.
Maybe this is the buffer that they use to clear out the Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, because how does that work, dude? I mean,
you're
still going to have them in the wild.
Although
they know the exact amounts that are and where they are.
I remember Population 1 came so heavily predominant on the Quest 2 box, but it wasn't free with the headset.
What was that?
The Quest 2 box.
Yeah.
Population 1 was all over the box.
Oh, yeah. But no.
But it wasn't included
$30.
in it.
You pay 30.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of...
Beat Saber was on the back of it. I remember the first time I looked at it, I was like, do those come with it?
No, there were some video game consoles back in the day that would litter up the box with all the games, or a good array of the games. And
that are offered. Doesn't mean you come with them.
It comes with nothing.
Yep.
You felt lucky if it came with a game. Atari always came with a game.
That was always the weirdest thing about getting a new console. It's like that you only had a couple games for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, better hope you like these games.
And dude, I mean, I was tough to go into the like. I'm so into the digital download. I don't give a shit about the hard anymore. I really don't. I don't need a physical copy of nothing. But way back, I was tough to sell on it, dude. But knowing like you don't have to go to a store, you know, like, dude, I'd have to, and games were never cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting a game for $9.99 back in the freaking 70s.
You get
the hell out of
console,
here.
you just go buy.
So you'd have to wait, or you'd see in the magazine it's coming out, and you'd have to wait, and then you'd have to talk your parents into it. Birthday, Christmas, only opportunities. Birthday or Christmas, dude. You're never getting a game as a child in between those. It was tough. Nowadays, just go and be like, fuck, dude, look at the sale they're having. This is like, I'm buying shit I don't even want because I know I might want it, you know, because it's so cheap. It's not even funny. So I love that people are being able, you can get a console and buy 100 games in an hour if you really wanted. Could never do that.
And like, what's great for VR headsets, it's like Quest 4 comes out, let's say. You already own so many VR games for it that run, like backwards compatibility. It's like, you don't have that new console, new library, you know?
No, but you know where they get me? It's already happened with my Xbox. I've started buying a few games that aren't X/X compatible. So I own them, but I'm not taking advantage of any graphical difference. So I rebuy it, the X and S version. And it's wicked weird because some of the versions I own will be like 2.5-star games. But that same game, the XS version, is like 4-star, pushing 5, you know, whatever. It's so weird.
That's
but
very strange.
Yeah, because it runs better and it looks a lot better. So PlayStation's going through it with the PlayStation Pro. The hell are you going to buy a weaker version? You want a lame PlayStation or do you want an athletic PlayStation? That's what it comes down to.
But no, definitely excited for this just to see if it's true. Curious if it drops Monday, Tuesday. I feel like it's going to come this
If that came from Best Buy, that's a Monday drop.
We'll see. We'll know by the time this episode's out.
We're going to wake up and know. If it's not out, shit. I'm going to Best Buy Monday morning. So Samsung's Android headset, which looks pretty slick, to be honest with you. I like the way that it looks like it forms over the face like that.
Probably won't be slick on the wallet, but I agree. It's got a nice aesthetic.
We're not talking price, dude. We're just
talking launches.
The Apple Vision Pro looks amazing.
It does.
But, you know, yeah, when we talk price, we're going to go down a different road. So according to news PIM reports. They're going to start accepting pre-orders September 29th, and South Korea is going to be the first rollout of this headset. And then from there, they will take it further.
I believe Samsung's based out of South Korea, so that makes sense.
I mean, your own backyard.
Yeah. Do a launch there. I wonder how big the VR market is.
Well, that's
South
what
Korea.
I was. Well, brand recognition too.
Yeah.
Samsung's not slouchy by brand recognition. I put them up there with not typically Samsung. They don't have the same quality as like a Sony, but Samsung was always more affordable than a Sony.
And Samsung does everything too. They're involved in freaking missiles and war stuff as well too.
They're well, look at where they started. I mean, it's like this is a company that's been around for freaking eons.
Yeah.
But these are going to ship
South
in
Korea.
October as well. I don't know if I had mentioned that. I know I'm not getting pre-ordering one.
No.
You know,
But it's cool that it's coming. It's been long rumored.
It
kicks off Google's Android XR operating system.
Oh, the Snapdragon, was it Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 2?
Yes.
Which is a higher end variant of what we get in our headsets. So graphically, that thing should perform better.
It was
on paper. I don't know all the other internal components.
I'm hoping it's capped at a $9.99 price, but I'm guessing it's going to be like 12 to 14. But we'll see.
14 would seem a little ridiculous.
I think $9.99 and it stands a chance. If it's a really good freaking headset.
I mean, is it? I haven't been really in. I'm not in deep because I'm not invested in it to know. Like, I'm going to assume they're not directly trying to compete with Meta.
No, the original rumors was that this is going to be a Vision Pro competitor.
Yeah. So
and if the reality is, if it's $1,400, but it's better than a Vision Pro, it's still $2,000 less than a Vision Pro, which is a crazy statement to make.
I think it's slick, to be honest with you.
I might rather this than a Vision Pro.
It is definitely a pair of ski goggles. That is ski goggles 101 right there.
Yeah, if you were to ask AI to generate what it thinks a VR headset's going to look like in 5 years,
we're looking at it.
Yeah, that's like
it looks light, like super light.
I think it's going to have good lenses. It's going to perform good.
I mean, we know its operating system's good.
We've already seen a slew of developers commit to being on there, such as Alchemy Labs, which yes, they are owned by Google, but there's gonna be games available. They're clearly committed with games as already too. So let's see. I don't think they're going to clean out the gaming market like Meta, but I think that they're going to.
That's the thing.
I think they're going to clean out Apple's.
We need
share.
We need somebody to compete with Meta in order for my predictions to come true. Right now, there's no competition. I don't even call PSVR2 competition.
So what's interesting is this is that Google's Android XR operating system.
Don't jinx it.
And they're going to be licensing that out to other headsets. At the same time, Meta's licensing out the Horizon OS operating system to other headset manufacturers as well.
Android,
right? Meta's? Well, yeah, technically they are Android based as well too, but their Horizon operating system, they're licensing it out to Asus.
That was who I was thinking. I knew it was like, shit, it begins with an A.
Yeah, their ROG, their ROG. They have a headset in the works, which is pretty much supposed to be a gaming focused, from my understanding. This is my understanding, maybe I'm incorrect. A gaming focused headset. So it sounds like it'll be a Quest 3 enhanced for gaming, basically. But my point being that we're going to be seeing a slew of third-party Android XR headsets, and we're going to be seeing a slew of Horizon OS headsets priced all differently, targeted for different reasons. Might see one with the best lens, might see one with better resolution, might see one that's better field of view. I mean, dude, a couple of years from now, there might be a lot of headsets on the market with them licensing out operating systems, both Meta and Google partaking in that side of things. Things are about to get spicy.
That's what led to my personal predictions a couple of weeks ago as to like the global picture for them. What would be the need for them to compete when they can just sell the part? We'll give you the parts. Make your own headset. You and I want to make a headset, we make a headset. There's got to be better money in that, in pumping out that, than having to go through the whole.
I think that we'll still see them as the leader.
Manufacture their own physical headset.
I think we'll still see them as the manufacturer leader.
I think if they're making headsets in 10 years, that's a mistake.
Oh, I think they will be. That's like saying that
It just like if an Atari looked like if an Atari looked like a Nintendo, something went terribly wrong.
Yeah, but those two aren't comparable. Like that'd be like saying if Microsoft or Sony was still making consoles in 10 years, they were doing something wrong.
No, well, totally different worlds of technology for sure.
Yeah, we had a long debate on it the other episode.
Yeah,
I don't think Meta's budging on their position in manufacturing or VR dominance, and I think that they're going to continue to support games and fund them and stuff.
Let's see.
Well into 2030. Yeah.
I said 7 years, so I can't argue that because mine would be 2032.
Yeah, well into the 2030s. Yeah.
If there's in fact even still anything, who knows?
Yeah, but that's exciting stuff with the Android XR headset on the.
No,
sounds
just
like it's
another.
coming soon.
I want that.
And I'm excited for all these headsets. Like
I
said,
want somebody to compete with Meta.
The ROG
I love
headset.
Meta, but I want them to have that competition. It's like
10 years, they'll still be slewing out the best headsets in the market.
100 years. I don't care if they're around forever, but someone needs to compete with them for Pete's sake.
But
right now, no one can.
This next one is, I've been having a blast. I was even showing you footage of me playing before we started recording. I've been having way too much fun with Thrill the Fight too. I think I've been doing anywhere from 2 to 5 matches an average a night. I did about 10 matches yesterday though. I was doing like 3 matches, be covered head to toe in sweat. We have a heat wave here. If we check our weather apps.
Day 1.
Oh, day 1 of the heat wave yesterday?
That all that shit leading up to it in the high 80s and gross was not considered part of it.
No, but
this is the official kickoff.
Starting of yesterday, if I checked my phone's weather app, it said extreme heat advisory. Next week's going to be like upwards of 100.
That's actually dangerous for some people.
So I've been blasting the AC, do 2 or 3 rounds or 2 or 3 matches, take a little 10-minute break, wipe off the headset, wipe off my head, and then give it a go again. But Thrill the Fight 2, they're in early access. It's multiplayer only, and the game's gone through several different major version differences, with every version update being like vast changes. Things started, it was a slugfest, it was spammy. Crazy shit was rewarded. Then they went very far defensively, where if you threw like 3 punches quick and then somebody hit you once, you were getting knocked down because of the way it like was looking to counter spam. Now this next one is kind of a balance between the two. It's update 0.21. Besides gameplay tweaks, they also added, previously there was only ranked. Now you can do ranked or casual. You can also view a match, like a matchmaking list. There's also a new arena, a hotel venue. So it's fun. Like I said, a lot of different balancing changes. I think this has been my most successful update in terms of winning. Like, of my 10 matches yesterday, I won 8. I was pretty happy. My 2 losses,
pretty damn good.
My 2 losses were in the afternoon. I was so freaking tired after doing like 5 in a row. I was like, I should hop off, and then I was just throwing so sloppy. But they're doing good. They're listening to the community. Definitely recommend joining their Discord server, their Reddit, dropping feedback there as you play through it. But I mean, Thrill the Fight 2, it's cooking. It's getting closer. It's still only update 0.21. They're not close to 1.0, but they're getting closer. I mean, it's the most realistic multiplayer boxing simulator.
I'm excited to get back into it once they really fix some more shit.
Mm-hmm. We played it a while ago.
Yeah. No, dude, I really like it. I just don't like some of the advantage people will use by exploiting, but they seem to be taking care of shit one by one. So to me, it's just it's in my library.
It's cooking.
Yeah. I'll let it simmer on slow, let them tendons break down. I have full faith they're gonna figure out everything they need to.
Did it look a bit smoother?
Yeah.
In the footage?
Oh, no, dude, it's a lot better than the first time we ever played it.
Like, I was cooking people.
100%.
I was boxing them. Jab, frustrating
and they're doing right. They're, even now, I don't take the community out of it. I think they'd still be doing what they're doing just based on what they're seeing.
But they're definitely listening to feedback. It's going good. I frustrate the hell out of people in the game. Most of my wins are people quitting after the second or first round.
Well, I mentioned to you last night, I'm like, they should just have a brawler only mode. So if that's what your style is, You know, because there's a difference between like point fighting, boxing, and just being a
Which
brawler.
is what I was doing. I was just boxing them up, jab, jab, you know.
Brawlers are the ones who at 47 can't fucking brush their teeth anymore because they don't know what a tooth is. You know, they don't know who they are.
I've had so many matches I try to touch gloves after the round, and people refuse to touch my gloves because they're so annoyed with me backpedaling and dodging. But it's like, dude, if I hit you and you can't hit me, I won the round. I'm happy.
So I'm thinking of a boxing mode for a boxing game while you're saying this. And I'll just put it out there because they can do it. It's, you know, hey, I'm never going to make it, so someone can. But you know how career modes are the fucking best, dude. Any game, career modes are where it's at.
I hope they do a really good one in this by 1.0, but yeah.
What if throughout your career, based on like the amount of abuse you allow yourself to take, it starts having the mental effect that it would? Like, maybe you forget to go to training because you're starting to show, like, for real.
I think a easy way to implement it too would be like, as you get farther in your career, you go down easier as you take more damage.
Well, the first time you take that significant knockout,
every time you get knocked out,
and they should say whether, you know, like how severe your concussion was, or show you like the hospital report of like what was done.
Games have done this before where they'll show you like a longevity chin, like a chin health. And it's like, yeah, as it goes down.
If they can make it more realistic to reality.
Because how you could take punches in your 50th fight is much different than your second fight. And
let's be honest, you know, there's been boxing games where like, y'all but try to kill the person, right? And the game won't let you kill the opponent. But, you know, if you knew the real consequences of the damage you took or inflicted, it might change your real perspective on, you know, just bring a little real. But what they're doing is great.
I mean,
I would just love to see a career mode that even like, you know, bone weakage, like you broke your freaking hand. Floyd Mayweather, he's going to fight tomorrow.
Your punches don't do as much power.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're getting at with that. And then just one last little thing on it. You know, it's realistic when I was showing you the footage of it and like guys swinging at me and I'm dodging. You see him shake out his hands, getting tired.
Yeah, he was just, you could
by
see
the second round, just frustrated and tired.
He could only do two things: throw little spurts, and then shake out to let the blood flow, and then
you would see the swing.
Which shows you he was in not good condition.
Oh. Dude, you were dying when he was doing the leaning back.
Yeah, he held his chin back and came in throwing. He was going for it all, and then quit.
It looked so bad.
Oh yeah, but you could see it. I mean,
just frustrated, absolutely frustrated.
And that's how it would have looked in real life. Dude would have been all, which means he cannot fight.
I remember
by the way,
going. I was like, dude, you see him getting frustrated? You're like, yeah. Well, you're boxing him.
Yeah, he's not boxing.
Jab, out, jab, straight. It was good. It was fun.
Sometimes watching boxing is like listening to sneakers.
No, boxing can be boring if somebody's just cooking them.
Terrible.
But then by the 8th round, when you're just cooked them,
heavyweight's different story.
I love boxing.
Bring out them 98-pound guys. It's like this could be a long fight.
It's just Floyd Mayweather's. I always loved all of his fights.
At the end of the day, a win's a win.
I loved all of his fights. For me, that's cooking. That's entertaining. But for like a lot of people, that's not exciting.
I used to be a big fan until I watched him burn a $100 bill in a strip club. I swear to God. And I was like, you know, you're kind of a piece of shit. There's communities that I could have used that $100 bill.
Was it real?
And this motherfucker, fuck yeah, it was, dude. The hell out. He ain't burning fake money. He ever got caught doing that? Oh my God, dude. He'd rather face the fine of burning real money.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I dig him, but.
What a good boxer.
Yeah, I lost a lot of respect when he was in his. I mean, I get it though. You're that young.
Playing a show too. You're
fucking worth millions of dollars.
Selling tickets, selling pay-per-views.
And dude, his fucking entourage he'd bring around was huge.
You know how it goes. There's a lot of pro wrestling things that trickle into real combat sports, and like, what's one of the best ways to get people to buy a pay-per-view and tune in for you? Get them to hate you.
Yeah, I didn't though. It had the totally opposite effect.
I know. I'm just saying.
I liked
him.
I liked him, and I was like, yeah, I ain't watching this.
I'm just saying.
Anymore. Fuck him.
In general, that's why.
Like, not for nothing, you're a boring fighter.
You'll
I just
see.
liked you. Ooh. Your dad was a shit, bro.
Loved his style, but for a lot of people, it's boring.
Nepo baby.
But you see it in boxing, and through all the fight, like people get frustrated, like they get annoyed by the second round. It's awesome.
I'm just glad they don't punish you if someone quits. Someone quits, you get the win.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can fluff your stats.
You were relieved to hear that.
Get 100 people to just quit. It's 100 wins. Well, yeah, dude. I mean, it just sucks that someone just won't take the beating. But I also get it. Like, there's nothing I can do to beat this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to keep popping me in the face and stepping back, popping me in the face, fuck that. Plus, not for nothing, you're a little more athletic than the normal person, so you can probably throw hands on a bag for a longer time period than the average. And think of that, the average person. And I will keep numbers off of it because I don't want to shame nothing. So a lot of people are not in good condition to be throwing. How long are their rounds? 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 minutes at a bag. Good luck. So I get why two rounds is probably the typical quit point too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, makes sense. Anybody can throw for 3 minutes. You're gonna feel it, but it was no surprise that in that video you're seeing the guy shaking off, fuck, puts the arms up, and then kind of hoping you would hit him in the belly so he could keep the arms down. Then you'd pop him. No, it's a good video. I'm happy you're recording those. So we've got Meta Ray-Bans. Love them. Actually got 3 pairs of them. We've got now Oakley's. I'm a little jelly because the styles are a little better than I thought they'd be, but more over than that, they freaking, I think you were going to be talking about Oakley's perhaps, or I don't want to kill all of it. So I won't go deep into the Oakley side of it.
I took it for right after the Patreon, but you can keep going.
Because
they kind of go hand in hand.
I won't mention certain specifics.
They go hand in hand. You can just take it.
No.
Because I have one extra at the end anyway.
This will be good. No. I can definitely leave that off. So the one thing I love is the center camera. Something that Ray-Bans don't have.
They have the side cameras.
And I've seen in my own recordings, like sometimes it isn't a hindrance because I think that's what I'm looking at, but I forget that it's really on my wings of my temples, more or less. That
the middle is much more.
And they say they did it, it's more styled for bicyclists, but let's be honest, snowboarders, skiers, motorcycles,
electric
cars, scooters, dude. I freaking love the Ray-Bans. But anyways, that wasn't the focus of what's coming out of my mouth, but we know they're there. We know Oakley's are on the market. We knew those were coming. But now they're talking, and this is going to be a very, very higher end one for sure, because the Oakley's are running more expensive than the Ray-Bans, but Prada. And what makes this wicked freaking cool is Pradas are known for their bulky size, as well as their very high price tag. They make gourmet sunglasses. One of the beefs with some of the shit that Meta wants to do is it's bulky. This is the perfect marriage. You get what scares me, it's not going to be cheap. It's a Prada brand. It's like if you put Louis Vuitton, I don't care if you put it on a keychain, it's going to cost a lot of money. But the size of Prada sunglasses are historically big, bulky, can fit a shit ton of technology in them with no existing complaints.
Yeah, it'll work good.
The weight issue might be a little different if it's pulling on your schnoz, but it's definitely going to be higher end. No such said price tag or anything, but one, I'll tell you right now, it's Prada. Hello, it's not cheap. So you're paying for brand recognition. But let's see what Meta can do.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Sadly, I don't know if you and I will be able to get a pair of Pradas.
No, I don't think so. Not with that brand name. So let's take a quick Patreon break, and then we'll go through quickly the rest of the news from there. As always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out tier. We have Asim, Amelia, Carson, Espar Mike, Jake, Crispy, Shoes, and Tom. Thank you all for your continued support week after week. And you can join that esteemed list by visiting the link in our show notes, our episode description. You can find a link to our Patreon. And as I always say too, you can find a link to our Discord server, a great community of VR players with awesome VR discussion, life discussion, food pictures, game meetups. If you got technical questions,
funny
you got
jokes,
you name it, we got memes. You name it, we got it there.
Flat screen games.
And if we don't got it, we might add it. It goes like that. So check out
Just don't come in rolling with crypto.
No
You're
scamming.
out the door.
You come in scamming, we got to kick you out.
Your name is Crypto King.
Yeah, you're out.
You're gone.
So check out our Patreon, check out our Discord. Again, huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. Each month, each week, they help keep our lights on. And like I said, check out that link. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, whatever podcast platform or YouTube that is. If you're on YouTube, comment in the comments, smash that like button, all that stuff. And let's return back to the news. So continuing on yours.
The Oakley Wave.
The Oakley. They call these, it's spelled HSTN. I think it's pronounced Houston. One of the two. Not the best marketing name.
I can't
ever.
say it.
I can't.
If you have to ask, you can't get it. Okay.
It's definitely not Meta's strong point. The naming of things.
I
don't want to
lucky
say
they're
it.
not called Horizon Eyes.
For all we know, that's what the H stands for.
Oh,
But interesting about these, we were referencing a center camera. That's because back in earlier this year, in January, at the start of the year, Mark Gurman from Bloomberg reported that the Oakley smart glasses would have a center camera. However, these did launch or announced, and it actually appears that the cameras are on the sides as well.
So they're
too.
not doing.
But they will be doing a center camera coming later this year in what is called in a different Oakley model. So there will be an Oakley model that has a separate camera, according to Mark Gurman, but this will be coming later this year.
You know what's sucks about the bicycle footage though?
What's that?
A lot of it's going to be looking over that front tire.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to see a lot. Versus like a skier where you're going to be looking more into the horizon, or a pilot.
They're going to be starting at $400, and they're also not replacing the Ray-Ban. The Ray-Ban are still going to be sold.
Yeah,
like
it's just a different
expanding the market. But the improvements of this, even though it does have the side cameras, it still does have double the battery life, bringing the battery life up to 8 hours.
Yeah,
that's a pretty significant improvement.
But the video quality is not.
Actually, I believe the video quality is going to be increased. It is the Ray-Bans are at 1080p.
Yeah,
these are at 3K.
Okay,
so it's an improvement.
I thought Ray-Bans did 4K for some reason.
1080p.
Holy shit!
Maybe they upscale it some way through technology.
Damn, dude, does it look good?
Yeah, so these are going to be even higher quality.
I never questioned it.
Starting at $400. And then, of course, they'll have all the AI features and calling and listening to music and stuff.
I'm just glad that they're still going to do the center, because that was my whole.
Yeah,
my
it just won't be on. It won't be on the HSTN, the Houston ones, however you pronounce
Horizons.
it. Yeah, whatever. Which honestly, if there's anything to be Horizon used for, it probably fits the most for glasses.
Horizon Eyes.
Yeah, like it kind of makes sense for that one.
Third eyes.
It'll be launching
are seeing.
It'll be launching in a lot of countries to start: U.S., Canada, UK, Ireland, France, Italy, Spain, Austria, Belgium, Australia, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland.
They love you in Finlay.
Finland and Denmark. Why don't we get any listens from Finland anymore? Finland and Denmark, and not at launch, but they will be coming later this year as well to Mexico, India, and UAE. And then they're going to be offered in 6 regular frame options and lens color combinations.
Man, I can't wait to see the Chic sporting these.
Oh, dude,
they're going to be blinged to the gills.
I end up on very random spots of Reddit, and I think it was a USPS or FedEx worker subreddit that I ended up on. Obviously, I don't work for either of those. Like I said, I end up on very weird spots of Reddit. I'll end up on like DoorDash complaint threads from like DoorDash drivers. I just like to hear those perspectives, you know? And somebody was talking about like their office having liars in it. And they said in the comment, they were like, you know, people always lie to me at work, yada, yada. They're like, I'm about to start to wear Ray-Bans to work. And like they meant clearly the Meta Ray-Bans, because regular Ray-Bans, that wouldn't have any significance to wear those to work to prove somebody's lying. They clearly meant
I'm gonna crush them with my drip.
But it's hit like the general talk. Like people in non-tech forums are saying like, no, I'm just gonna wear Ray-Bans for proof of recording. Like, dude, these have broken into the public.
From a lot of the scrolling of videos I do on short content video, which is a ton, it amazes me how many people aren't taking advantage. When your bread and butter is creation, the phone just doesn't cut it, dude.
I do have to give a heads up, though, because as I'm a huge fan of the Meta Ray-Ban app, Meta Ray-Bans, they do require the Meta AI app, which they changed from the Ray-Ban app into an overall AI app. And now you can do like AI prompts and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do recommend, by default, in your settings, all of your search history and prompt history is public. So definitely go into your settings and turn that off. You can find people, there's a public feed of prompts and like people posting stuff with their Ray-Bans, all their pictures. By default, all of your content publicly goes to a feed. So you'll see people like, you know, typing in, imagine what you type to ChatGPT or whatever, showing up here. Yeah, people recording stuff with their Ray-Bans or AI generations.
Rate my penis.
Dude, like, all I'm going to say is...
Could you do that?
I've never tried. Why don't you try and tell me? But
I'll do it with my nipple.
Definitely go into your privacy settings and turn that to be private so that your AI prompts...
You know what? Let's do it in real time with mine because
yours is not?
Hell no.
But I also don't use mine for prompts and stuff.
No. I mean, I've asked it a lot of shit. Like,
okay, that'll come up.
Well, because I test it.
Yeah, that'll be in like a public list.
Oh, that's fine. You know, what kind of car is this?
Yeah.
I was what am I looking at?
Yeah. So definitely make sure your privacy settings are.
Yeah, we're gonna do this
app.
in real freaking time in a second here.
So,
that's a really good advice.
Yes, Amelia in our Discord posted an article about it the other week.
Let's see, because I have not touched it. So let's see if it's defaulted on.
Oh, it's definitely defaulted on.
Where do I go?
I imagine you would go to data and privacy. And then one spot would be suggesting your prompts on other apps. You're going to want to turn that off because there's a chance that the stuff that you type in there might just randomly get suggested to people on Facebook and stuff.
Yep.
So that's that.
Manage your info.
And then manage your info where it says make all prompts visible to only you. Hit apply to all. Click that and then hit apply to all. Yeah. So now all of your prompts.
How do I know?
What?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was defaulted to that way or not.
It's defaulted on for everyone. It's defaulted that it's public by default.
Because it doesn't give you any acknowledgement.
I know.
That's a little bizarre.
Yes. So, but now your thing is just for you.
Yeah, I've never asked it. I did some. I tested the AI.
But isn't that sketch? Suggest your stuff on other apps.
I kind of had that feeling based on when you look at all the shit. Just like on is it Chat GPT? Does the same shit happen? I think where it shows you other images people have created.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and then you see that on the app. You see the second button on the bottom. That's the timeline of stuff.
Yeah.
Random people, not people you know.
Oh yeah, I knew.
Yeah. So your stuff would end up in there too.
Did you know how shitty my shit would be compared
I'm just saying. It's good. So we just did that. See how easy it was?
I haven't used their AI to
stuff
do
like
any
that.
of this.
You don't want that coming up on a public feed.
Well,
I accidentally muted myself for a second.
Yeah,
All right, so we
I've
just did
not-
that in real time.
I've used it for like
All right.
I wanted to test the Spanish to English to see how
We can get
accurate it
back
was.
to it, but the Oakley Houston's coming later this year, $400, improvements in battery life and recording quality. And we are definitely looking forward to both a middle camera and later models and eventually
that middle camera's key, dude.
eventually the rumored HUD display ones, which isn't going to be, according to rumors, partnered with any brand or anything like that. I am extremely excited for those. The wearables of Meta is getting exciting.
Sure is, dude. It's getting expensive. That's what it's getting. Prada, dude. But I think with Prada, we're going to see some really cool technology.
Mm-hmm.
So a studio we love. They're right in our backyard, Worcester, Massachusetts. Definitely not pronounced like it's spelled. Mythic Realms.
Worcester sauce.
Worcester.
Worcester sauce.
It's Worcester.
Worcester.
WORCESTR. Never pronounced.
You got to say it like you've
Worcester.
been smoking for 70 years.
Dude, there's like
Worcester.
five towns in Mass that nobody's ever pronouncing right unless you've lived here.
Worcester.
Peabody.
Mm-hmm.
Peabody is what 99%, but it's not. It's Peabody. No, it's spelled Peabody. Literally. No, Peabody. So anyways, Mythic Realms, backyard studio, awesome people. We got to do an in-person interview down there, as well as a visit a year earlier where Skiva actually happened to be in town. We were able to all chill and relax, but just great human beings.
Game came so far too.
Oh my God. from when we originally played it to when I admittingly inside was like, oh, I'm so happy for him, but I have some concerns, to like, I don't have concerns.
Seeing all the creator reaction was awesome.
Yeah, I tend to have like internal knee-jerk reactions sometimes to like, oh no, I don't know if this is going to do good, because I'm looking at it now, not realizing no one's going to see this for a year, and there's a lot of changes. We just gave you a sample. But no, I think they crushed it. But anyways, they getting a spring update. Introduces some new daily events, training grounds, an enchantment zone, new animal companions. Jesus, dude. NPC behavior adjustments. And this is going to be for free. So if you own Mythic Realms, or you don't, now is the chance, because
keeping up with the content.
Yeah, dude. Well, and when we talked to them, we knew this wasn't like, if anything, I think they have too many ideas.
Yeah, I think they could continue this for a while.
Yeah, but they are utilizing some, I'd say, some truly unique, one of its kind at the moment. You know, I'm sure the market's going to change over the years, but you're going for mixed reality, like an in-game mode. But
there's
not
roguelite elements, town building elements.
It's got a little everything, killing shit
RPG
in your house,
elements,
building up stuff. It's got everything going on.
Yeah,
but again, the team is, I would highly recommend listening to the interview from the in-person interview we did down at Petrichor Studio in Worcester. Great chicken restaurant too.
Went to a chain, Dave's Hot Chicken. Too good.
We could use one around us. I wouldn't be upset about it. It was a little spicy.
I think we are getting one near us.
Don't lie.
A couple towns over, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll confirm that.
Wow. Don't be spreading. Yeah, no, that was legit good. But anyways, kudos to Petrichor. I assume every couple of months we're probably going to be saying something about Mythic Realms, which I also think is smart on their part, because they're going to keep themselves, like, I'll say media relevant. And the people who have, like, you know, not played in a while or feel like they're maxing out, which I think we talked about in the interview too, would be pretty tough. It's going to take you a while. There's a lot of hours you can spend in this freaking game. I see what you're looking at. That's awesome. They deliver out here. But Mythic Realms.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh, you know what I'm curious of, though? I'm curious what their current review is. I haven't looked at that in weeks, dude.
I can pull it up real quick.
I'm going to guess they're in the 4s. I'd say righteously like a 4.6.
Yeah, they're 4.4 with 150 reviews.
Okay, that's a good amount of reviews.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Yep.
Very well deserved.
I can't believe at the Twitch after party they were demoing this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I can't imagine how they did that. I couldn't hear myself think.
Mixed reality too.
And with all the lights. So picture this. That lighting in that club was highly ideal for, you would think, using a headset. And they had people using it seemingly with no problems. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, no, huge props to them. And then this one's exciting. Maze Theory, who's no stranger to licensed IPs, they recently came out that they have a partnership with Vertigo Games for the upcoming Thief VR game. Somebody spotted a job listing for a lead gameplay designer and creative lead for Maze Theory that calls for a quote-unquote groundbreaking immersive experience built for next-generation VR and mixed reality platforms, and states that it's going to be a flagship IP in collaboration with a major movie, which means Maze Theory already has something else cooking besides Thief VR, and they've done a Doctor Who game, they've done Peaky Blinders, which we love,
dude.
They're no stranger to IPs.
Well, we can narrow it down a little.
It's going to be a major movie.
I'm going to guess, well, look at the ventures they've done are all kind of UK related shit.
Yep.
The Who, right? Or Doctor Who, not the Who. Doctor Who, Peaky Blinders. So I'm going to gamble it's not a US IP major movie. It's more of a UK major movie.
Is there anything with Harry Potter coming?
Harry Potter, baby.
Is there any like spinoff? I feel like I saw something about a Harry Potter spinoff.
Why would it have to be a spinoff?
Because it's in collaboration with a major movie. To me, that sounds like in collaboration with a movie release, but maybe I'm looking into that too wrong. That sounds like with a new movie.
Well, let's change it. In collaboration with Iron Man. So you know it's Iron Man.
Yeah, I get it. It doesn't have to mean it's new.
So we could say Harry Potter for sure.
You're leaning
Could
it.
be
It's going to
one.
be a UK.
I'm just based on well, and I think part of like, I mean, because dude, they're UK based, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would think they would try to keep it as much UK as they can.
Interestingly, Upload VR speculates because there's a new Alien movie in the works. They're speculating Alien, but they even do mention that we did just have Alien Rogue Incursion, which of course support is on pause. But it would be weird to have another Alien VR game. I feel
It'd be odd.
but it's not unprecedented. It could happen.
Yeah, but I
like the Harry Potter call out. It could be something like that. I'll look if there's any spin-offs coming.
Oh man,
it's going to be a while before we see news on this, so we can continue through.
I love the speculation.
But hey, one thing I do want to say: do you have any final guess on what the IP is? I'm going to put my bank into Harry Potter.
Nope. Give me a week.
You want to research a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to look at
what's coming out. What's UK
good
based?
UK based titles.
I don't think Alien. I'm sorry, Upload.
No, and I don't know where the new Dragon movie came, where it was filmed.
Dragon movie?
Yeah, How to Raise Your Dragon or some shit. Just literally just came out, crushing it in the box office. I don't know. I don't think that's an English movie or like UK movie, but I don't know. So I'm going to do a little bit of research and see what.
It also maybe doesn't have to be UK, but I get why you're saying it. Because of Doctor Who and Peaky Blinders, it makes sense.
I'm trying to think that's part of their thing.
Like, it's logical. No, 100%. I'm with you.
We support the UK. We hire people from the UK. We're from the, like.
We got UK connections.
UK pride. I mean, I don't know what they call it there. Just is what it is. But
there's a new Harry Potter series coming.
So, I mean, Harry Potter's pretty huge.
A whole new series of movies.
We'd finally get to play Quidditch in VR, which I know we have talked about years ago.
Oh, it's not a series of movies though. It's an HBO series, and the role did specifically say movie.
But it's still IP.
That's true. And
right?
You made a good point. It doesn't say it has to be new.
No,
you said replace it with Iron Man.
And I'm really putting all my eggs into the UK basket.
Fuck, what is it, man? We gotta talk to Russ.
Think he'd pony it up?
No,
definitely not.
But they're hiring for it, so it's in the way. It's on the way.
Let's apply for it.
Sign NDAs and then never report on it, but just know.
Yeah, just go through the interview.
They give it a project name. It's Project Xeno.
Even turn it down.
It's XENO.
That's a dirty way to learn shit, though. If you're a leaker, which we are not, we would not do that. Someone might, but we would not. But that's actually pretty smart. If you can use AI to do a resume to just get the interview, hear enough of the details, you can figure it out.
Who's Zark Muckerberg?
Zark Muckerberg. Code name, we call it Mark. All right. Anyways, so exciting news for a game that we absolutely love.
I'm holding you to a guess next week, by the way.
Yeah, no, dude, I just have to check a couple of things.
Yep.
But I have a couple of guesses, but right off the top of my head, Harry Potter would probably be the holy grail of like what IPs could you get a part of. And this is
for UK.
And this is a studio that got Peaky Blinders, dude, when Peaky Blinders was pretty freaking relevant. That's no joke. That's a very serious situation going on over there. So, all right, back to the business. A team we love, studio we love, publisher we love them all.
This one extra.
This is a fucking great game, and I hate to say that. I feel like it like went up a little, and then hit a little plateau and just fizzled. I don't know why.
Great story though, great game.
I'm talking about Escaping Wonderland. OMG. But the good news, we can't be selfish and just say that only Quest players are getting to play this beautiful experience. You can now play it on Steam and PlayStation VR2 as of now.
Woo, woo.
So
that's awesome.
I know, I'm happy for people because this is legit a game that like every once in a while, and we've said it, like, oh, if I had the money, I'd invest in this. If this was a stock. This is one that after having played it was like a no-brainer to me. I'm like, it graphically is nice. The gameplay was nice. Voice acting was great. Had me wanting more, had me feeling a certain way. that I don't know if I wanted to feel. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Madrid Noir had me feeling things I didn't know if I wanted to feel. But because of it, just it shows you the power of the writing. But anyways, kudos on that release. More exposure, more people get to talk it. And I'm going to bet we will see that on PSVR2's top 10 shortly.
Oh, yeah. I hope so. Love Beyond Frames, love Cortopia. They have great stuff coming.
They're
Dorn.
Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, baby.
They're crushing it. Hopefully this, if you haven't played Escaping Wonderland and you're on PSVR2 or Steam, highly recommend.
And if there's any question about your fears of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles looking good, play this.
Yeah.
There's some detailed shit going on there. Anyway.
I want to see it on PC VR for sure. So this one, some sad news, but also not really unexpected in my opinion. Downpour Interactive, the creators of Onward, they announced that Onward is ceasing development. Like you'll still be able to play it. It's still going to run. There's just not going to be any new content. They recently launched Onward 2.0, and that will mark the end of Onward. And beyond that, they also announced that Downpour Interactive, which is owned by Meta, is merging into the Camouflaj team. They're joining the Camouflaj team. So Downpour Interactive, besides the support for Onward, besides staying functional, support being new content, besides that ending, the studio will seemingly cease to exist. And like I said, be merged into Camouflaj, which Camouflaj does great work. There's been some former Downpour Interactive employees that have come out and spoken very negatively about their whole experience. It sounds like there was a lot of internal resistance in the studio with the Meta purchasing and the directions from there. Hopefully, the people that go to Camouflaj, I'm thinking of how to word this in a way that's like accurate to what I actually mean. Like Camouflaj has done unbelievable work. Both Iron Man VR and Batman have been incredible games. I wasn't extremely blown away by Onward, and based off of all the reports that have come out from past employees, there's a lot of resistance in the directions that were pushed to them, whereas Camouflaj seems much more open to those, at least based off the end product. I just hope that they don't bring down Camouflaj, if you get what I mean. Like I hope that they're joining the team. It's with the same amount of enthusiasm that Camouflaj has, and it's not with a we don't want to do this attitude that really felt like came with Downpour Interactive. There was some past interviews with past employees where like they talk about all these ideas they had that Meta shot down and instead wanted them to do these things. But the reality is they own you. Like
it's your boss.
That's your like. Then to publicly come out and say this, that like we had all these great ideas they didn't want to do, and I don't know, it left a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest with you, and it made me feel like a lot of the problems that I experienced when playing Onward were due to just like stubborn foot down, I don't want to do this type stuff. And I'm hoping that that doesn't go over to Camouflaj, because Camouflaj does great work. Nothing needs to change with Camouflaj, and their next game is great.
No, nothing's harder to break than culture.
Exactly.
But in instances of little takeover situations I might have been privy to in my lifetime,
A part of in some way, shape, or form,
or totally flat out did it myself.
Yeah,
I'll admit it, man. You let me into your clan when I was deep into Counter-Strike. It was with intent to take your best players, and the go-to to do that was I would merge with you. We're going to merge our clans. You're going to relinquish your tag, and then I'm going to pick the like legit 2 players I wanted. And everyone else is going to get benched, and you're welcome to play in the server, but you're never going to compete. Oh my God, this sucks. There's the door. Or we just flat out thinned the herd.
Yeah.
So I would anticipate the move is done with the intention of taking those that are seriously in it with intent versus those who like, I don't want to do that.
I'm not saying that was the case, but that's the feeling I got from those interviews.
It's possible, correct?
That's the feeling I got from those
I don't believe
interviews.
in a million years Camouflaj is going to suffer because of this. I just will be curious if like 2 weeks from now, the amount that are merged are still merged, and they just don't start going like, they already know who's who.
I just remember going into Onward and being so unimpressed.
Underwhelmed?
Oh my God, I did not have a good time with Onward.
It's unfortunate is what that is.
Whereas like Iron Man, Batman,
Well, their quality assurance at
Camouflaj is freaking
legit.
good. Yeah,
It's legit.
I had a lot of jank in Onward.
And they're putting out games that are like really like story based.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll treat it like a puzzle game. You're
Yeah.
not going to get that. You're not allowed to have a fuck up.
Let's see though. Let's see what this leads to.
Iron Man still.
Don't mean to sound cold hearted either. It's great that the Downpour Interactive people that are still with the studio aren't getting laid off and they're getting merged into another studio. That's awesome.
Wink, wink. I'm going to be very curious.
It could be what you said, and it's just like a culture check moment of like, we're not letting you off, but hop into doing things.
Y'all ain't working together no more. We're going to, we're going to put you together with a team that's proven.
How that they do things how we want them to do it.
And the minute you say no, you're out the door. Because we know the people at Camouflaj are good freaking people.
Mm-hmm. I just remember listening to those that interview with the past employee and being like, that's what you're saying to the parent company? Like,
yeah,
that's not how things get done. Like, you need to have cooperation and just like, whether if you don't want to do it, leave. Like, they're your boss. I don't understand it.
And when projects happen, if you stop a project every time somebody has a better idea, projects will never get done. Because they're legit will always be a better way. There'll always be a better idea. Sometimes you just have to put that knowledge to the next project. And there's also times where, and this is what I don't get, when people ask people to do shit, and it's every industry, and people say no. I'm like, you can say no to your fucking boss.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, oh my, but dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, when I started in management, it's like if someone didn't do their job, you pulled them aside at the end of the day. You said, yo, this is your last day. And they went home. They got their check within, 24 hours. I watched it change to like employees would do like blatant violations. And they'd be like, well, did you tell them not to? And I'm like, oh, it's in the handbook. It's in our operating manual. And it's like, well, you have to warn them. I'm like, warn them. They signed off that they read the fucking thing. And then they're like, well, how many times did they do it? I'm like, how many times should they do it? It's very weird. Dude, real quick, I went to a court case on something with unemployment, and we got rid of somebody because they hit a tree with the company vehicle, right? Big no-no. Twice.
You'd think.
Twice. So we let the kid go after the second time. Like, you literally totaled the vehicle. The truck was wrapped around the fucking tree, which we knew meant you were doing more than 30 miles an hour, which was the posted. We go to employment court. Wicked cool kid. You have the same name as him. Very chill. He's just doing the motions to try to get it. And the guy goes, well, what happened? We explain it. He goes, well, did you tell him not to drive the truck into, I swear to God, did you tell him not to drive the truck into the tree? And I was like, well, the first time he had an accident, yeah, we had to sit down and he was, quoted on paper. So technically, but is it in your handbook that an employee can't drive the truck into the tree? And I'm like, I can't freaking believe that I'm being asked this. This is ridiculous. Long story short, the kid was like, yes, they told me not to drive the truck into it. He shot himself. It was like so ridiculous that
they were trying to hand him the silver platter.
Yeah, for the unemployment. He was like, no, they clearly told me no more accidents and stuff. And, it was something like he reached down and boom. He was fine. Cool kid, but he easily could have bilked it because they gave it to him. Like, you telling me they didn't say not to do that? Like, dude, holy crap. So, anyways.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't mean to be
I'll forever remember
heartless about this merger, but it's interesting.
The concern is real, but I have more faith in Camouflaj than anything.
Yeah. No doubt.
Ooh, some tough moves are going to be made in the future right there.
Yeah.
But I feel it's for the development of whatever they're working on.
Yeah.
Right? Because, dude, every studio has a unicorn.
I feel like that the reason that we're seeing...
Got me excited. I'm happy for this one.
I feel like that the reason that we're seeing Deadpool go to Twisted Pixel instead of Camouflaj, logically to me means that Camouflaj is busy with something else.
Well, and we know that...
Because they're the Marvel studio.
Dude.
So, what's going on? What's Camouflaj working on?
Wolverine. Sorry. I had Wolverine in my throat. Sorry.
Hoping.
It's either Wolverine or Hulk.
All right.
Although I'd love to see
either one of those.
All right. So I am definitely digressing. We're going to clearly crush the 2-hour mark today. So I will try to stay more fun. I'm just having fun, man.
These last ones are like quick. We pretty much just like read them off and then.
I mean, this is a fun one. I think
we just won't go deep philosophical conversations with each one.
All right, real quick, I Am Cat is multiplayer. Next. So, if you've played I Am Cat, I know you actually enjoyed it. Kind of short-term fun, though. Burnout factors real quick. It's more
of like a streamer game.
Yeah, just quirky gorilla taggy movement. You're a cat. Your main objective is to harass an old lady and really make her life as miserable as possible, up to and including hitting the old lady, I believe.
She tries to hit you too.
Well, dude,
she hits you with a frying pan.
You're not a good cat. So they added multiplayer, which is actually a game changer for this. But with that, they also added a pirate map, which means you and 19 of your friends, that's a lot, can tear around a freaking, there's different sandboxes to play in. You'll be able to, like, I think, play like snowballs with each other.
Can we knock out the old lady together?
Ooh, it says the objectives to increase the mayhem. 20 cats running wild.
They say something about fighting with medieval weapons.
Yeah,
as cats.
They got mini games. There's a lot of mini games. There's a piano.
You want to pop in there?
Yeah, I don't own it.
Okay,
believe it or not.
Really?
Yep.
I bought it the first day I ever saw it.
I think it's possible through the MetaQuest Creator Program. I can get it.
Wow, it's only got a look. Check out the difference in audience. It's got a 3-star on Steam.
Well, dude, Steam, come
274 reviews. It's got 62,000 reviews on the MetaQuest.
What?
At 4.9.
How's that possible?
They're one of the first ever games to do this.
Oh.
They offer you an in-game cosmetic for rating the game.
Yep.
They don't tell you have to rate it 5 stars. They can't make you do that by any means, but they do a pop-up that says if you enjoy the game, rate the game, and we'll give you a cosmetic.
This is a free update, by the way.
65,000 reviews, dude.
How much does it cost for the game?
$19.99.
$19.99? I didn't know if
No, $13.99.
I was going to say, I didn't know if they dropped from release, or were they always, they couldn't have been 14 at release, were they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
13. Oh, it's on sale right now.
Down from 19.
Because there's a huge, by the way, we didn't mention this, huge MetaQuest sale, the biggest sale that they've ever done. There's over 600 games on sale.
Yeah, they're failing miserably in the marketing of
that. Don't even get me started. It falls back into their store issues. It's all the same problems again.
I open my Facebook right now. I guarantee you what I'm going to see, and it's going to annoy me, and it's not going to take advantage and help our developers make money.
Yeah,
I'm not shitting on Meta. It's just the store. Everything else I'm happy with.
The vision of the store, the spot of the store, that the Chris Pruitt vision in 2022 when we interviewed him, where things were right there was the sweet spot of people making money. They've destroyed a amazing ecosystem.
You can go into a kitchen and cook treats for your friends.
Hell yeah. Let's go check this out.
Dude, we got it with the cat arms.
Dude, 65,000 reviews.
It is a free update, and there will be in-game purchases, I believe. Yep, in-app purchases available, and there will be more content coming. Confirmed. So
I'll respect them because they've hit this level of popularity with that gorilla tag movement, but didn't go free to play. They're paid with 65,000 reviews.
Let's be honest, Gorilla Tag didn't have to go free to play.
No, it's not free to play on Steam.
They just happened to go free to play and crushed it.
It's not free to play on Steam either, $20
and
on Steam.
I don't think you could replicate what they did today with the current state of because AppLab was their bread and butter.
The graphics look tight and the GIFs on their store page.
And they were definitely the example of there are games on AppLab that don't have to leave AppLab.
Wow. Okay. I was looking at
it.
No, I was looking at their store page and some of the bundles that they do and stuff. Like they do a whole kit and caboodle pack, which is like everything in it and stuff.
Yeah, I got to play it.
Yeah, grab it. We'll play it this week for sure. All right. Now then, continuing through it, this was first spotted by... first spot I saw it was Samson from Let's Talk Oculus was posting this in our Discord.
I personally think it's pretty cool.
I wish that this existed like this for more fights. Like
every sport.
Imagine UFC Octagon like that.
Every sport.
Bird's eye view, instantly went to that. But DAZN, DAZN, they're a sports streaming service. They do a lot of boxing and stuff like that. They're now for free giving Quest owners a 3D tabletop view of FIFA World Cup. So you get the screen of the game. You get a giant screen, like that's awesome in VR, right?
Like
Boom.
A big TV.
But then there is a table underneath the screen and it's a 3D table with the whole soccer field, and you see all the little players on there running around. It is so freaking cool looking.
But any sport will make it much. I mean, I can't say that.
I think it would work great with hockey, with basketball,
soccer. Well, they're doing
soccer. I think it would work great with
football.
Dude, American football.
Car racing.
Yeah.
The
Fights.
whole course right there in front of you like that.
Imagine being able to zoom up to the little guys in the octagon fighting.
Well, and a lot of these things have it where like you can go to like a specific car's camera and location of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So for NASCAR, Indy, I think it's home run. Football, it's amazing. Dude, there's so much more potential for this.
Wait till there's co-location too. Imagine we could watch the same like together in the.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, come on.
So, huge that they got FIFA. Not gonna lie, because pretty much if you can get FIFA, you should be able to get anything.
By the way, this is the FIFA Club World Cup, not the FIFA World Cup. There's a difference there. The FIFA World Cup's the big boy. This is is
the Bush League FIFA
base. It's still be FIFA.
Peeps
It's
us.
just not. It's not all the marbles.
Hey, you get this FIFA shirt. You go out on Sunday. You play with a bunch of old dudes.
It's not all the marbles.
Although in our backyard, man, you could have a 50 and over club for soccer, and they're gonna kill it. So you get some ringers in our towns.
And Apple Vision Pro has a similar one of these for basketball that I've always wanted to see on the Quest, but
no, this has me
100%
sold. They just need every sport.
Yep.
Like legit every sport.
Quarterfinals start on July 4th with the final set for July 13th. So if you want to check out those
Not
those
big
features,
into watching soccer, dude. Not gonna lie.
It's its own dedicated app.
Mhm.
It's the DAZN FIFA World Cup XR experience. It's available for free on the Meta Horizon store.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, hopefully expands. Huge props to DAZN. Huge props to Meta. Hopefully this is something we see more and more.
Might need to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I have some questions about how they're taking what's being filmed and putting it to an animated.
I wonder if it's AI replicated. I wonder.
I don't know.
Or like CGI replicated in real time. I don't know.
And in hockey, would it show the little guys battling it out?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The only way that would work in UFC, I'll say specifically, is if you could change that tabletop size to a more like 2-foot ring by, because you're not dealing with 16 players or whatever, just 2 human beings and a ref. Okay, some bitter, sad news for Beat Saber lovers on PlayStation VR and PS VR2. It's all coming to an end. They're leaving town, shutting down. It's coming, and it's coming quick.
You'll still be able to buy it. Just no more multiplayer updates.
Yeah, January, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I don't even know if it's worth buying under those conditions. I personally wouldn't, based on how much they charge for it. And I'm an absolute Beat Saber
You can
lover.
still play it single player. Pretty much how you play it.
I don't. I just don't understand why
The only
they can. I mean, okay. They're quoted.
It's like the #1 seller on PlayStation VR too. It's crazy.
So they did say, as we look into the future, or we look to the future and plan the next big leap for Beat Saber, we have made the decision to no longer release updates for PS4 and PS5 starting June 2025.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
From like a community standpoint, I don't know if you could have done worse messaging, because it was a message to PlayStation players at the top. So they're like, we're looking to, as we move to the next step of the game, and as we look to take Beat Saber to the next level, we're leaving you.
Wow, Lady Gaga's DLC is the last one you'll be able to get for them.
Mm-hmm. And you'll still be able to buy the DLCs. You'll still be able to play them. Just no more updates.
So here's
no
the
more
thing.
Multiplayer.
How are we on time? I'll dissect for a quick second. Our next big leap for Beat Saber. So they're putting it in another headset is what's going on. So the question now is where's it going? That they want to pull the focus away from PlayStation and dump it into what is potentially, in their opinion, going to be the next big thing. So that'd be my guess.
I also wonder, so PlayStation is the one platform of theirs that's not crossplay, meaning PC players, Steam players can play with Quest players, vice versa.
So like you said, all 10 Beat Saber players.
Sony gets in the mix and they don't want the crossplay. I can't help but feel like if Sony allowed crossplay on their servers, there would have been incentive to keep it alive.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't play multi.
I think part of it is that it's what's the enjoying keeping the servers open only for. They have to have their own dedicated servers just for Sony. They can't.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know.
I feel
it's
like
a very cookie cutter answer.
if it was cross playing, I feel like it might be a better chance. But since it's like they're kind of closed off in their own player ecosystem anyway.
Yeah, that's Sony's issue.
Correct.
Yeah. So if there's but again, plan the next big leap for Beat Saber. It's not a new Beat Saber. We know that. Not going to be Beat Saber 2.
Could just be
So
mixed
where's
reality.
it going?
Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. New
I'm
DLC.
just thinking out loud.
Could just be corporate talk of we don't want to support you anymore.
The next big leap
Yep.
as we look to the future and plan. I've got some thoughts. I'll let
Interesting
it ferment.
decision. Wasn't expecting.
I feel sad for PlayStation players,
Mm-hmm.
but also, I don't necessarily think. I don't know how many people are playing it specific to just PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like it wouldn't be the hardest thing to keep it going.
I agree.
Right?
Very, very strange.
Like, is it stressful to make it work? So
Very strange.
enjoy your Lady Gaga, abracadabra.
So I'm excited for this one though. Neolithic Dawn. I've been following the development of this one for a while. It's offering physics-based crafting. It's going to be an open world VR survival game taking place in 10,000 BC, North America. You're going to take the role of a hunter-gatherer as you struggle to survive in prehistoric wilderness. It looks pretty good. Looks actually really fun. Like I said, I've been seeing it in development for a while. Can't believe this mofo pulled it off. He's been working on this since we started the podcast. I've been following these socials.
Damn, dude.
And it seems so far away 4 years ago. And now it's launching this week in early access, June 27th on MetaQuest with a PC VR window, or PC VR release coming in the future, just an exact release date unconfirmed. And the game will have online co-op, which means me and you definitely need to check it out together.
Yeah, no doubt.
Prehistoric VR survival game. Come on.
It looks good, though.
June 27th. I'm hyped. Neolithic Dawn. Definitely going to check it out.
What's the price tag?
I don't see a price tag on it. When I go to the store page, it says coming soon. Add to wish list. Yeah. But I'll try to reach out to the developer and get an answer on the price. I'm excited for this one. Some good co-op survival games coming. This, Frost Survival, Green Hell VR keeps expanding. They just added a new update allowing you to plant stuff.
I've come so close to buying it on flat screen.
It's such a good game.
So close. It goes on sale. It's like I'm sad I haven't.
I think it's pretty much a farming update. We can now plant crops and stuff in Green Hell VR, if I'm not mistaken.
Grow food.
Yeah.
I'm
so impressed with how much support they did to that game.
They have brought they brought it so much farther than I thought they were going to. I knew they were going to do the multiplayer and shit, but I didn't know they were going to keep doing this.
They have the DLCs from the
I
flat
feel like
game
they do
too.
a lot better than that.
I still haven't played the single player DLCs. I need to. They're out on the game now. Dude, they crushed it.
I don't know if I have it. I don't think I have it.
It might have just come in the base game. I'll check.
I'll
go to the store page.
Last I remembered, I finished the game.
Yeah. Good stuff though. Neolithic Dawn, definitely going to check it out.
Their co-op's good.
Yeah, 4 days from now. June 27th.
Oh, this is a good one. Real VR Fishing, June 25th. Now we know they're doing their world tour. Sometimes they do areas and it's I'm pretty confident I'm probably not going to get there anytime soon. This one's coming out June 25th, 2025. That's this week, a couple of days, for $6.99, which honestly is a phenomenal DLC. We're going down under, mate. New Zealand and Australia. 7 new locations. I don't have specifics on exactly what they are. They're just saying they're from alpine lakes and rocky coastlines to iconic harbors and remote inlets. You already know you're getting a photorealistic backgrounds. 20 plus new fish, including the bull shark, the mac tuna. Dude, you know how big a mac tuna probably is? And an elephant fish. I'm imagining it's pretty big. And then, of course, the 7 all-new maps, capturing the beauty and diversity of Oceania's waters. So, mates, down under, I'm ready to meet you.
I'm excited for that one.
Need some koala,
real VR fishing.
some kangaroo,
Continue to stay very
some
relevant.
Les Mills. Get raked and go fish. No, I'm excited about this one. Australia's a bucket list for me, and New Zealand, dude. There's a lot of shit down there I want to see. So much, but it is like that's the ultimate like bucket. It's the other side of the world, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, no, huge props.
So I'm psyched for this one because I'll be there. And if I went there in person, I could stand where I stood and fished until I see the posted no fishing sign. Wouldn't that be some shit?
Real VR fishing, man.
They haven't stopped. That studio we saw, I've only seen one picture of their in studio, and it was just like people looking way too dedicated. But it held up when we got it, and it still holds up today.
Absolutely.
$6.99. And you can talk like an Australian all day.
And this next one's pretty cool if you're a space fan. Vast Haven 1 VR, made by Vast Space LLC. So it puts you inside the Haven 1 space station, which is described as a small space station. It's around the size of a single ISS module. But Vast, the company that owns it, they are hoping to do a Haven 2, which will be much bigger. But for now, they have the Haven 1, and this VR experience puts you inside of it as it docks and kind of guides you through the operating experience of it. It's about 10 minutes long. It's free on the MetaQuest, so looks cool. It's also available on Apple's App Store for Vision Pro and Steam PC VR. Looks like more like an educational interactive experience. Like I said, free, about 10 minutes long. If you're interested in space, there's definitely going to be some good educational value in it, so I'll check it out.
Yeah, free's always good.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean good, but free's not bad, right?
Well, and I like that
For
stuff.
an
Like
experience, yeah.
How does the inside of a space station work? Like, that's pretty freaking
Doesn't,
interesting.
dude. It's all scuba tanks and underwater and make believe and CGI.
You explore and interact with crew storage areas, common area, crew quarters. It's cool. Cool stuff.
Mad cool. I got something cooler. I think we kind of talked about this. This was like a snippet in the news a while ago. But it's coming. Pinball FX VR is bringing 2 new tables with the Tomb Raider DLC. So in the article, the person was ranting and raving, and that is Don Hopper, about kind of the aesthetics. He actually had to pause before walking up to the table to take it all in.
It was that good, according to him?
Wow. I'm not thinking it wasn't. And admittingly a diehard.
Don's been a great addition to the Upload VR team.
Yeah, he's
passionate about VR.
His writing style is pretty cool.
Yeah, he was a content creator for a while. That's how he got into it, and he always kind of wanted to get into journalism. So it's really cool. He joined the team maybe like a year ago. He's done a great job.
His writing style reminds me of like those high-end clothing magazines. Like he could taper from this. So
are you saying that he does the Playboy articles of the VR space?
No, like a Mr. Peterson from Seinfeld. So I'll just read a snippet because just the way it starts in the paragraph. Ready? As I walked up to this table for the first time, I just had to pause and soak it all in. I played a lot of Tomb Raider when it first appeared in the original PlayStation back in '96. As I got closer to this work of art that DAZN has created, and once again heard that beautiful music I'd listened to for so many hours back in the day, while the game was paused, a massive wave of nostalgia washed over me. While the title music took me back to the original, the table art itself depicted a modern Lara Croft and seemed to be a mixture of nods to the films and the more recent games in the series. It's very seductive. It's believable.
Makes you want to play it.
You know he's truly. I just like his style. It's like almost over the top for VR, but it's real. It doesn't look like he's fabricated these feelings. And then I mean he goes deeper too. I'd actually he'll talk later about getting to experience standing next to a real life-sized Lara Croft, which, let's be honest, everyone's been there back in the day. Like, oh, I wish I had a Lara Croft. He's saying fans are going to welcome this. So I believe his passion, love his writing style, happy he got to play it because he's legit a true fan. I think everyone, I don't know. I've never met anybody who hates Tomb Raider, dude.
And Pinball FX is like, the studio DAZN that makes it, they've made like every pinball game. That Star Wars pinball game,
dude,
they made that.
I think this one is found in a back area too. Pinball Wildcards. a smaller back room area. Nah, dude.
That's cool.
I won't lie. Their pinball games
They
are
have
good.
such a big roster of DLCs for Pinball FX too. Some people complain about the pricing of them, but like, look at the IPs they're playing with there.
You're not going to get strong arm. I mean, we learned this. The best example, Metallica Beat Saber.
Yeah.
That damn DLC costs more than the game.
You want two Laura Croft tables, it's probably not going to be $2, you know. But huge props to Pinball FX. I'm definitely excited to check this one out, and good call out on Don Hopper for his rating style. I'm a big fan of Don's article.
Yeah, he just got a good flow. And then the more I keep
He's
reading it,
enthusiastic.
the
It's
more
natural.
I was like, oh wow, if this guy was talking about a hat, it would be that, you know, as I grabbed the brim of the hat and felt it rub between my fingertips, I knew my head was going to experience a comfort and a level of awesomeness that I'll never feel. It's a good style. I like it.
Absolutely.
Because again, it's believable.
So to wrap it up, my last one, and then we'll just read off quick the upcoming
Thank you, Don.
VR games. Grokit, a game from studio that we love, 3
Robin!
Pound Games. They announced their next update, Purrtroplois. It's going to be a feline-styled futuristic city that the city's under siege. It's under attack. And this content update's going to have new games, a new environment, more features, and just more content to it as well. So stay tuned for Purrtroplois coming
Robin's the best, dude.
to Grokit. It's always these cats. I'm
think
excited
she
for
likes
that one.
cats. It'd be funny if she's like, I fucking hate cats. But you know that's not true.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be cat avatars with it as well too. Some more mini games. So good stuff from
Looks like
Grokit.
we're due for a Robin update. Maybe just a quick 30.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think we could get away with a 30. 30 would be like, hey, how's dude? She's everywhere. I always say it. You
Yeah.
know it. It's true. If you
Every
follow her on
convention she's
socials,
at.
everywhere. Good to see.
All right, let's go through these upcoming VR games.
Purrtroplois. Love the name.
I'll do these first part that I have highlighted and take it from there.
Yep.
But coming in June 26th, we have Cave Crave coming to PSVR2 and MetaQuest. Then we have Truck Simulator 2025 VR American Driver coming June 26th to PSVR2. Hell of a name right there. Hitting all the SEO. Undead Citadel also coming June 26th to PSVR2. V-Racer Hoverbike coming June 26th to the MetaQuest, which is already out on PC VR, but coming to MetaQuest.
I'm pretty excited to try this one.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
I'm biased on it. Published by Impact Inc.
Oh,
no.
I'm not playing it then. No, I'm kidding.
I'll let you do the talking on it
Let me try
when we give early impressions and stuff like that. But holy shit, June 26th is stacked. That's 4 games right there. Neolithic Dawn that we referenced earlier. It's funny on this it says June 2025, but we already saw it earlier, coming the 27th. Umbrella Up coming sometime in June to the MetaQuest. Warriors coming sometime in June to PC VR. Levity Race coming in sometime in Q2 to 2025 to PC VR. The Obsessive Shadow coming July 4th
Yeah,
to
have fun.
PSVR and PSVR2.
Have fun with that.
Jungle Man from a great studio that we love. Fun Train, awesome studio. Doug's the best. Makers of Twilight Zone. Jungle Man's one of their upcoming games.
Twilight Zone never took off.
July 10th on MetaQuest. Prison Boss Prohibition.
Can't wait.
So excited for that. Coming July 10th to PC VR and MetaQuest. And then last one before I pass it to you. Chess Club, which is out now on MetaQuest, is coming July 18th to PSVR 2.
Holy crap. The end of June's getting a little stacked. That's not good. All right. So we got Le Mans Ultimate coming July 22nd for PC VR. We've got Elemental Towers, July 23rd, PC VR. Monster Titans Playground, July 24th, PC VR. This is a shit ton of PC VR. I think I got 2 quests on this whole list. Boxing Machine VR, PC VR, coming July 25th. You gonna try that?
Depends on how it looks. I'll look up what it looks like.
I don't like the idea of having a cable.
I can wireless do it.
Yeah, man. I'm curious how that one looks. That one, all right, we'll do the intrigue. Very bizarre name, but I'll read it as written. SCP-087, the Stairwell Horror VR. Is that a mistake? We're just going to call it the Stairwell Horror VR, July 30th, PSVR 2. Bow Course Archery Golf.
Looks like it's coming to MetaQuest too.
Really?
I see a MetaQuest store page with coming soon, July 2020.
Are you fighting? Are you fighting robots? Yeah. Okay.
Crush robots in a gym of gears and vapor. Fight freely in sparring mode or punch to the beat in rhythm mode to claim the throne. 2 modes. There's either rhythm mode
no thanks.
or sparring mode. I want like a...
I thought it was a legit boxing sim.
There's going to be a sparring mode.
Dude, I'd love for your Undefeated to come to VR. Holy crap. Although it's taking tanking in the ratings. Bow course archery golf. I'm kind of want that one on Quest, baby. July 2025 PC VR, but we can still play it. Requisition VR, July 2025 on Quest. Yay, there's our first Quest. Rogue Pinatas VR.
Technically, Boxing Machine should have been too. That was just an error.
Mageddon, July. Is it coming out that day, though? July 2025. They're already taking wish list, though.
And it says July. I mean, if it's the 25th, when the hell is it going to be?
Space Drop, July 2025. By the way, the VR Mageddon for Rogue Pinatas coming to PC VR is huge. That's awesome.
I want to see how it looks on PC VR.
It's going to be tight. Space Drop, July 2025, PSVR2. Builtport Zumia, coming July 2025 on Quest 3. I am intrigued, of course. Space Explorers Ultimate Edition, July 2025 on Quest. Premier League Player, July 2025 on Pico. First time Pico has been announced this month. That's crazy. And Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate, coming July 2025 to Pico. And the long awaited for, some would argue, why didn't we get it first? PC VR.
Good stuff.
That concludes my July list.
Stacked episode, stacked stuff, but we took a week off the news, and there's a whole bunch this week with through all the fight updates, Xbox branded headsets, Ray-Ban news, new games.
I'm curious who's getting the Xbox headset.
If you've been excited for Counter-Strike VR coming from Team Beef, we haven't experienced it yet, but I did see them post today on X that it is available in early access for their Patreon supporters. So
how much is Patreon for them?
I'll go look at the Team Beef Patreon.
I'm freaking bummed.
Well, hey, look, eventually it will come out for free for everyone. They do all their mods.
It's in the wild. But this is how they're able to also do what they do. So
what's their membership options?
$100.
Let's see the member. They got
Eat the Beef.
They got a $3.50 a month option, $3.50 a month option. But then the tier to get your early access to in development builds, which is Counter-Strike right now, is $6.50 a month, or for $11 a month. Then that's like the above and beyond
for what
the beef tier.
What they're giving,
$6.50 a month ain't bad.
$6.50 a month is a screaming.
And
steal.
that's just if you want early access and stuff like that. The reality is, all their other mods, once they're finished, they're just available. This is just if you're impatient and you don't want to wait for it to be available.
I'm impatient. I just don't want to. I don't want to pay monthly to play it. Then cancel the membership
annually. Save 20%.
I mean, dude, not for nothing. It's only like $70 something.
I know.
If you knew they were going to be churning out like 8-9 games a year.
If you have extra spending money and you just want to support the industry,
but dude, there's
the Team Beef Patreon. There's a Ruff Talk VR Patreon. There's some great spots you can go to support the industry.
You can buy people's games. That definitely. But Team Beef specific, I mean, they eat a lot of this. I don't know how they freaking do it. I don't know how they survive, how they make money. They're real righteous. They're genuine. They don't let you like steal a game and then mod it. You have to legit own the game. Mm-hmm. It's like they
offer
people,
their mods for free. They're awesome.
We've met a few in person.
Genuine people.
Oh my God. A million times. Like I had a different illusion of who they were and
definitely.
But dude, I ain't gonna lie. Everyone I've met in the industry, from creators to people who just listen, everyone's been freaking amazing. So
yeah, it's a special industry.
Y'all.
So, thank you all for tuning in. This was a fun one. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and we will check you out next week. Ciao, ciao.